Hey, good morning, everybody. It is September 9th. We are here for the Monroeville Battle Spirit Saga grand opening. My name is Uni X, and I am sitting here with my co-host.
Hey, as everybody, it's Jexgamingg here. I'm really excited for this tournament. This is going to be so great to see just different players. And after we just witnessed Tulsa, I'm like excited as all heck to see every new deck that comes up, or just the same decks, just with different iterations that pop up every now and then.
If there's anything we've seen so far is that battle spirits, even when a meta is set, the like micro evolutions that'll go on between these tournaments is crazy. Text, counter text, the counter text. And so there's probably going to be a lot of stuff that we've seen before, but there's going to be a lot of spins on it, some spice, as they would say. And it's probably just going to be a really, really fun day. I cannot wait as well to get into this coverage.
Yeah, this is going to be amazing. I mean, we've seen so many great players from this game. We've seen so many different plays that really make you think about what could happen next or what should happen next. And, this tournament is going to be no different. We're going to see head-to-head combat the whole time, different people going straight at it with each other. This is going to be one for the books for sure. I really can't wait.
But so I guess while we are here, I mean, leading into this, we got a couple things. We got a couple things we want to talk about. First off, the format and the structure. Currently, these are going to be the best 2 out of 3, of course. Match time 60 minutes. We've got this extra time 5 minutes or 3 turns in overtime. And on top of that, we've got a $25,000 prize pool, certifiable cash money for the grand open. This is what has the people testing, building, coming to these events in order to play their hearts out for this prize pool. So we're going to see a lot of competition on the line. It's I think Bandai's crown jewel of competitive TCG play.
Yes, this is going to be something really great. And let's not forget, for right after this is going to be, prizing. Well, actually, your place to see if you get it and make it to the Pro Tours. Top 32 will be getting the prizing of the invite to the Pro Tours that will be in the Netherlands, which is going to be really, really great to see. And also, we will be getting event packs. Now, these event packs are going to have different cards such as Blade, Dino Parasaur, Purple Smoke Valley, Soapy Bubble Lakeside. I love that card and hate that card because I was a white player for a long time. So a little aggression to it. Scorched Battlefield looking gorgeous as ever. It's going to be really great. I mean, these are going to be great for the collection pieces. These are going to be great for your deck if you really want to run them as well. And the finalist event pack, look at those beauties. Oh my gosh.
The last thing my volcanic break sees before it smokes the Blade Dino Parasaur. Like, I love the all red. I love the all red.
It's like already burned.
It's just, look, these do look good. I do like the entire color shades. And then the foil on top of it, like, it's just something different. Normally there's just extra foil, but I think the entire gradient shift is a pretty nice touch. Scorched Battlefield looks, like you said, amazing. And then there's Skullfly.
Yeah, Skullfly. We can't be too mad.
No, Purple Smoke Valley though. Purple Smoke Valley. This deserved a hit like that. Whew.
Oh, Bridge. You're doing really good, man.
I personally think they had to give us Skullfly to gift us with Purple Smoke Valley.
Exactly.
That's a handsome boy. That's
Shout
a handsome boy.
Shout out to Cosmic Princess coming out strong.
Boy.
Oh my gosh. But yeah, these event packs will be given out to the top 32. This is going to be really great for them, especially because you get these pieces and you can put them on the mantle saying, hey, listen, this is what I got for doing so well at the Grand Open. These are just going to be amazing pieces for you and your deck. Leaf Wolf is probably my favorite of all of them. Let's just, Leaf Wolf has just been coming out real strong during the last tournament, so I got to love it. But yes, also aside from that, the Pro Tour will be in the Netherlands, so we're going to have so much fun seeing how these decks transfer over to the Pro Tour. It's going to be the best of the best from different Grand Opens, just going head to head against each other. And this tournament is going to be the same as well. I really am excited. Now, I will say, what is your favorite event pack card?
I think It has to be. It's a tie for me between Scorch Battlefield and Purple Smoke Valley, but being a purple player myself, it has to be Purple Smoke Valley. The purple and gold are them royal colors, and that is a kingly card. Despite us just saying Prince Pentent, Purple
Yeah.
Smoke Valley in the finalist set is a kingly card. Now that Rooster Zodiac Emperor Gale Phoenix, say
Yeah,
that 5 times fast. Like that one does
man.
look pretty good.
Man, shout out to that card from the anime. I know that that was a really crazy name to see again. I did not expect to see it this early in the game, but shout out to the anime for that. But yeah, this is going to be great. And I also will tell everybody, if you want to, say I don't have enough confidence to really participate in the grand opens, or you really want to practice, please try to look up your local card store. It is going to be something so great to just be able to go and get a community going with everybody that you know, or people that you don't even know. Get to play against them and build a deck, or at least your own deck, so you can be able to say, you know what, I actually do have confidence to make it to the next grand open. And that would be really great just to see new people coming along. But yeah, support your stores. These will be the packs that you get for entering. This is the winner pack. You'll get this beautiful little winner stamp at the corner. You'll be able to add this to your collection as well, or add it to your deck. I know the moment I saw these, I was like, okay, I'm gonna need Frost Dragon. I'm gonna need Frost
Oh,
Dragon
dude,
in my binder.
Silverheim looks like a house. I don't even need to read its effect. It looks great. And just like Jex was saying, like supporting your brick and mortar stores, your local game stores is 100% the best way to have any game
Yes.
flourish. Those stores, 9 times out of 10, are a labor of love. It's not like they're making hand over fist. So you going into your locals is the best way to keep them afloat and keep these games that you like to play, like Battle Spirit Saga, in business, in the stores, and flourishing in general with their community. So come in, play for these, win, top, even just get your participation. Like either way, you're going to walk away with both experience and these promos. And some of these promos are pretty sick. Like all of them are good. Some of them are sick. Look at Guinevere. Just look at it. Look at it.
Man, I'm loving it. I'm loving it. This is going to be so great, and as you said, this is going to be something that a lot of players, will love to see, as time goes on for the game. I truly am happy about locals. Locals have just been fun just to see different decks. Some tournaments we do different events. I know they already have the rules for draft. They have, seals coming up as well. The sealed events have their own card, especially the alt art ice shield. Another chance for you to get, some ice shield bling in your deck. Always love it. Always gotta have it in most of your decks. But shout out to White Aggro because we don't really need it because we're just good like that.
All
But
right, all right.
oh man. But what are you looking forward to for this tournament?
um, Realistically, I am just still very much so excited to see how set two just fills out because while set two is definitely like I'm not gonna say it's anywhere near solved. People definitely found the best beats for them at the start, but there's so much more to do. Set one, despite having it for like 2-3 months longer than our normal, just lifespan of a card set, it evolved so many times from start to finish before we found what we considered the solved format. And I think that this is going to be the same way. We're going to see things today that we didn't see before. We're going to see things in the Netherlands that are evolved theories and practices from what we are seeing today. And I just really am excited to see how this game shifts because there are so many cool, innovative minds working tirelessly to make the best lists to top. So that's what I'm looking for today. Sick plays, cool decks, amazing techs.
Yes, I mean we've seen some of the top players just go at it in the different decks that they've brought, and going with their own color usually. Some players you can really spot and be like, hey, they play purple, hey, they play white, and they have tested their deck against so many different decks, so many different times. Some of the best decks in the format they've tested time and time again, and the different iterations that they come up with is just so great. That I know a lot of people, at one point ran 4 Lamorak. Zach Bell showed us you really only need 2. You don't need 4 all the time, and it worked so perfectly. There's different times to see different things, and with this tournament we're going to see so many different good decks come out that it's just going to be great for everybody. I am very excited for everything that comes up with this. I am also excited just to see how people have changed up things a little bit. We know that green has been coming in the woodworks every now and then. I mean, it's been a color that's been mixed in with a lot of decks. But we have seen like from Tim Rivera. Tim Rivera was able to do green aggro, made it all the way to top 8, and showed like, hey, this can make it. This can make it. Like green can stand alone on its own, and that's something that we all need to see. Different colors just bloom out of existence. Nova even got top 32. So at the end of the day, Nova's still not out of the works yet either. So, we're dealing with so many different decks, so many different boss monsters that we can deal with. And I am very excited just to see what these players bring to the battlefield.
Man's used Nova as an example. Oh. No, I've been rooting for Nova. Nova has some of my favorite looking cards. Like nobody can front. You do have to really love how Nova himself looks. You have to like dude, Tin Sword Saint, like amazing. Meteor Seagworm, like all these cards just actually look gas. So,
yeah. Oh
I can't handle that.
Yeah, you can't. I gotta say, like I grew up watching the anime for the game, so Nova's just a little special place in my heart. I gotta love Zigworm, but I am very excited to see what else happens. Now, we'll say also, just to put it out there to everybody, this will be a great tournament, but I am also excited for some news that we got this weekend. We'll talk about it more again, but we did get that Bandai will be doing their World Festival celebration next year in January, at least here in the US, in LA. So this is going to be something that's going to be very great. All the games are going to be there. There's going to be every Bandai game, honestly. So we have all these different areas that will be coming up, but we have which games? I'm going. My mind's going blank on the games.
what they showed on that was, of course, they showed One Piece. Of course, they showed Uni Arena, Digimon, Battle Spirits, and Battle Spirits Saga, Dragon Ball Super, the card game. They really put everything down. And there's a lot that we could talk about, but there's also not a lot that, like, it was definitely a teaser. And so I kind of wonder what's going on, because there are just, like, for instance, Union Arena is not localized in like Europe or America or anything yet. So seeing it there was interesting. And then we also saw like Dragon Ball Super, which is just like, it looks like it's the Fusion World thing, which is a whole nother discussion. But we saw Battle Spirits and Battle Spirits Saga next to each other. So it's very interesting because it looks like they plan to have both of these running alongside of each other. I'm very interested to see how they may intersect, especially at some of the countries where both may actually exist at the same time. So this is going to be pretty interesting. Having everything under one umbrella is going to just build that cohesiveness. I already feel like that's one of Bandai's best strengths as a card game manufacturer, is that there's a strong umbrella. Anytime you have somebody playing a Bandai card game, you can literally ask, what other Bandai games do you play? And there's generally 1 to 2 that they play. Like, I mean, I'm a 3, almost 4 at this point. You have most people like Digimon and One Piece, they go back and back. There are some people who play Dragon Ball who have filtered over to Battle Spirit Saga for how mechanically tight the game is. Like, there's a lot. And so putting it under a even more consolidated umbrella is probably going to help that cross-pollination and strengthen the base of all of the card games. And I'm here for it. I am definitely here for it. I'm not saying I'm a Bandai shill, but I'm here for it. So
Nah, I'm excited, as a player that, I haven't been in the competitive card game for a long time, but casually, this has been such a great company to be, playing card games for. I mean, I'm a Dragon Ball fan. I'm a One Piece fan. I love Digimon. But, there's certain games that I've been playing. I mean, I play Battle Spirit Saga a lot. Digimon was my main one, but I really only played Diabormon. But also, I'm just in love with just how the game's been going. I'm excited because also the fact that the OG Battle Spirits is going to be under the same roof. I have a possibility to, buy products, finish a deck that I've been trying to finish for so long for the JP side, but I am very happy. This is just going to be so great. I'm so hyped for it. Also, the world, for the Pro Tour, you make it top 64 for the Pro Tour, you get the invite for the World Championship, and that will also be around the same time as the World Tour Festival. So I am very excited for that. Both is going to be in LA, and also they already announced that the winner for the World Championship will have a match exhibition match. They would fly you out to Japan for the exhibition match. So that's going to be so hyped. That's going to be so amazing to see what they could do along with that as well. So, I am very excited. Yeah. Yeah. I'm very excited to see that.
Break out the translator so you don't get shark swag
Yeah.
on it. I'm seeing in the chat, you are being requested for your gorgeous sunglasses. So, I mean, like, you were thinking about it. You were thinking about it, but now people are asking about it.
Because people are asking about it, I'm gonna let y'all know now. It's not built right now, but after the break, I will have the glasses for you. Now, if you have cars that you really want to see on it, let me know. I'll see if I have it. I'm pretty sure I do, but I have a few cars in mind that I want to put on the glasses. So let me know. I might have to do Flamefish again. Might have to do Flamefish again for sure.
Excellent. Well, we're going to transition into a quick break because we are going to be starting the tournament soon. So thank you guys for watching so far. And we are going to hop into these matches very, very soon. So yeah, stay tuned. We'll be back. Alrighty then. So we got a pretty cool matchup. We've got a Cosmic versus Mr. Gray, and it looks like we got a really cool green matchup versus a very interesting value purple matchup. There's gonna be some surprises. I didn't want to spoil surprises, but I think this is gonna be a very lively match. Both decks aren't something that you generally see on every single game. And so I think for the start of this grand open, you guys will be pleased with something full out of the box.
Yeah, this is going to be great. I mean, honestly, this is going to be such a great matchup. Just to see the different, we're seeing different decks. This is what we want to see for set 2. We want to see the different iterations of different people's ideas. It was showing on the battlefield. We're really just going to start off right now with the Agravale play. I mean, honestly, this Agravale play has just been so great in the early game just because of the fact that we all know when it dies, you'll be able to draw a card. Now, we're kind of combating it with an even crazier one, just going and swinging in with Worker Ant, being able to get that core. It is going to be such a great game. From what we see, this is going to be Nemesis versus Green. Now, Green, has shown out time and time again. Is sure we've seen purple show out, but we haven't really seen a lot of Nemesis soon. So this will be great to see how they, make this into a really, really, really great deck to combat this entire tournament.
Yeah, this is just starting right off the bat. Just like Jex was saying, the value play of Aglavale is a perfect opener for purple, but the Worker Ant uncontested can just leave a game to snowball horrendously. So it's a great start for both players, and we really need to see how the response happens. So,
Okay, so we're swinging, well, not even swinging, just throwing down the Florence. Florence's effect, level 2 will be able to get that curse off. It is not at level 2 right now because we're going to be playing Cavalier. Cavalier just making sure that we draw that extra card. Now, Cavalier is something that's really great. If this person is running the Beldegor package, Cavalier being that 4 cost, if it could be a blocker. It only needs one more cord to get out of Burning Force range. It is such a great card to see in purple. And he's not running into any Star Blessed at all, actually. So that's really great that he's able to get this out very, very early. Now, in the hand, we did see Zegworm and a little hint of Star Altar. So this is going to be very, very interesting to see what this deck really does and the vision that he had behind this deck right now.
Yeah, it's also very, very interesting to know that he's clearly, being a purple deck, putting these many purple reductions on the board, clearly he's not afraid of Burning Force, because Burning Force at this point in the game could just lead to you getting the quickest Netherworld depth uncontested. So he's going in pretty hard with his core spread pretty wide. Meanwhile, we're going to end up seeing, I think that's not risky, but this early in the game, it's hard to know what your opponent is playing. I believe that was the SPR Ice Shield set down in the burst zone. After seeing that many attacks come through that early, you have to realize that there is a chance of you just getting blown out by the aggression, widespread aggression. But early in the game, you don't really know what your opponent's playing. Worker Ant can be splashed in a great many decks.
Yeah, it's a lot that you have to think about, and early in the game, it does become like a mind game sometimes. You want to surprise your opponent, you want to make your opponent think, oh, they couldn't possibly play this card, oh, they couldn't possibly have this in this deck. But with this game and it being able to match and mix colors, it is such a great thing because you never know, you can always surprise. But we will be putting down the Heaven Cloak. Matt is going to be able, or Cosmic is going to be able to get that core from the Void, and he will be taking that back and paying for probably another something else, or just having it over there. This is going to be something really great. I mean, with green, we're ramping, we're getting our cores, we're making sure that some of those bigger units are going to be able to be put out more, or some of the smaller units are going to be able to help us go wide and build a wall. This is going to be very great. I mean, he as far as Cosmo knows, he's playing against a purple deck, and Cosmic, really great player, so we know he's going to have some things up his sleeve to combat this. But it is a mind game right now. People, both sides are thinking like, all right, what does this person have? What is this person going to do? And we will see, Worker Ant swing in, getting that core. Worker Ant is just such a great card this set. I can't even really down it in any way because it's what green wants to do. It wants to be able to ramp cores. It's a crazy attacker being at that 4K mark because it's always going to be over that burning force range, and it only takes one more extra core to be able to get to that. So I really think this is going to be good. But since you are the resident purple player, what are you thinking in terms for you? What would you really want to do against green?
I think right now, just the opening that Mr. Gray had is very, very aggressive, and it puts your opponent in a space where they have to play conservatively. There's a lot more that Cosmic could have done with just the cards we saw in hand, but with literally game potentially being on board, especially with Purple's battle tricks, he has to be able to play to keep that Ice Shield up. That turn was fairly muted. It's solid, but it's fairly muted because this Ice Shield may very well need to be played this turn. Now, a Star Altar coming out of here is so left field that Cosmic is going to have to read it. He's like, excuse me? But now we're starting to see, like, he started off a very aggressive turn, threatening game, and now he's starting to pivot into some of these more unorthodox texts that we were looking at earlier before the stream came on. So this is going to be a very, very interesting game. I thought that he would just kind of press the aggression, but it looks like he does want to turn into the other parts of his deck, which is a little surprising to me. I think he was in a very good space to force the Ice Shield. Like, my personal thoughts on it is that every turn you don't press an Ice Shield, it's just another turn you give them to survive. Like, you have to, if they set it in the burst, you have to push it out of the burst. Otherwise, you're just giving them ample turns to see their next one, get their strategies on point. So I really do like a full push in this turn, especially not really feeling like you are under any threat of dying so far.
Yeah, being able to pop that Ice Shield is very important. You want to get it off the board now. You want to be, it doesn't want to linger. If it lingers, it will be bad for you later on, because we know with green, it can build a wall, can build different things off that can really destroy what you really want to do. I mean, we did see like a little glimpse of Cosmic having, yes, Dream Bomb, and I believe Deadly Balance is in that hand as well. Will he be paying the cost for it? Oh, no, he will be playing the Swift unit. So we are going to be using the Green's mechanics, Swift, being able to play that card from your hand by spending the cost from the reserve, which is great at this point. I mean, he's able to have another block out to be able to say, hey, listen, I have two more things I can do. Two more things I can really do, just to be able to stave off my life, make sure I'm not going to have to, lose anything on my end. And, him being able to get off that second effect from that Swift unit is just great. It was just amazing, being able to stave off from it, even popping that Ice Shield, which was great plays from this.
Shrike definitely went off hard there.
Yeah, being able to clear there, it worked out. It worked out. Now, granted, we do see Star Altar on the board. So with Star Altar, having its first level 1 and 2 effects, say when one of your opponents with a soul core on it one of your spirits with a soul core on it is destroyed. It's like one of your spirits place all the destroyed spirits cores onto it. So, we might see some things going on. Now, it is a red reduction, so maybe it will be reducing burning force, maybe it will reduce that Zgrim that we saw in Derek's hand earlier. So it's something that's going to be a real heavy thinker for what could happen later. Now we will be seeing the exhaust come out for the Cavalier, opening the field. Now we're looking at Derek's field. Derek has 3 cores, but 1 unit standing to be able to stave off. So, will Cosmic be swinging in fully to be able to get everything off? That is the main question.
So this is crazy for me right now because what looked to be a very, very, very much so aggressive field from Derek is now turning into a very, very potent counter swing from Cosmic. And knowing that he has the Ice Shield face down, all he has to do is keep up those 4 cores. And outside of a well-timed core theft, depending on how he distributes them, he's going to have enough to be able to play. Oh, okay.
Oh yeah,
He's
we
gonna
see
have
it here.
enough.
Yep.
Yeah, he's gonna have enough. And now this is actually intense too, because the way he just core thefted, now you're looking at taking this damage. He's not going to be able to, if his opponent has an ice shield, he will not be able to ice shield until he's protecting his last life.
Yep.
And that is just a monumental place to be in. Being 1 touch away from getting rolled is pretty savage against a field this wide. And like I said, Cosmic has that ice shield face down. He has no reason to fear anything right now. So that's pretty much just game 1.
Yeah,
wow.
Yeah, it's just showing the power of green, being able to, use the swift units. We saw everything. We saw from the ramp that work and was giving the, Cosmic as well. We saw from the swift unit coming down, being able to say, hey, I'm just going to kill off that 2 cost unit. I'm going to be able to have another unit that ramps me a core. I'm going to have another unit that when I play it, it's going to sit there and say, hey, listen, I'm going to exhaust this unit right here. Like, it works so well. And we're seeing the power of green. This, the statement that's being brought out right now is really, really great. Now for Derek, going into game 2, I will be saying, like, what would I be thinking about this game? I mean, what is the mindset between, like, okay, I'm going to be playing against green. What should I do? What cards could I possibly put down? Now, we've seen some surprises with this deck. We've seen Star Altar in the deck. We've seen Zgrim in the deck. There's a little bit of difference with just the things that could happen. So, even though this isn't a traditional purple deck, what do you think would you really side into this for the green matchup?
Well, right now my thoughts are more with Cosmic, simply because you saw what looked to be a simple purple opening. Florence isn't necessarily a card that you're going to see in every purple deck, so that's got to automatically be a little tilting. But then seeing the Star Altar, you have no idea what this deck is trying to do. So I feel like a repeat of this game is one of the best bets. Like, you don't necessarily know what to side in. You can side in some basic anti-purple, but whatever this strategy is, the moment Star Altar came down, you probably know it's going to take a couple more turns for that strategy to be put on lock. And so you just want to push them out of the game. Like, they either have Ice Shield or they don't. But if you push them out of the game before their mid-range tech strategy comes into play, then you never have to worry about it. I do think the game was so short that Cosmic doesn't necessarily have the scope of what this deck is supposed to do late game. So I think literally just the anti-purple generic cards plus his normal strategy of Swift with these green cards is probably the way to go. On the other end, as Derek's side, I mean, after seeing that display of how quickly the game got turned from you being on the pole position into you just getting counter swung out of the game, I'd have to say, like, any defensive cards you have needs to go in. If you have suppressions, they need to go in. If you weren't maxing out on Burning Force, those may have to go in. But green is pretty decent on keeping its range of BP out of Burning Force. Like, Workaround alone will just like sail through that. Most of the time, Swift will be able to get under that. So we are kind of looking at a space where it may be particularly hard for a deck that seems to be split, not fully purple, not fully this Nova deck, to have the necessary cards to side in early enough. Because I feel like Cosmic's deck, it only needs a couple turns, especially if it sees Worker Ramp. It only needs like 2-3 turns to start its gears rolling for the aggression that it just put out.
Yeah, this is going to be very, very interesting because, as you said with Derek, looking at how well Cosmic was able to just say, hey, listen, this is what I'm going to do. I'm just going to be able to say, hey, your field, I don't care about it. I'm just going to make sure that I am able to hit your life and be able to clean swipe you for a good game. And it's something that, we have to think about, if we're on Derek's side, like you got to really be like, okay, what can I possibly do? What can I, think about for this game? Because, I don't even think we've seen the full extent of the green deck. We've seen what it can do, and we've seen every iteration of what green can offer, but we haven't seen what it can fully do on his side because of how quick it is. So at this point, it's like, what can I really think about doing? And especially since you're a purple player, looking at that purple deck, I'm like, okay, maybe, it's probably best for you to build up your units, even though, you saw some of those effects that said like, hey, I'm going to rest this unit since it's under this BP, or I'm going to kill this unit off because it's under this BP. Maybe he's thinking maybe I should have built up my units instead, or just sat back a little bit and been like, okay, you know what, I'm gonna build the board up, but I'm not going to actively swing because he's already getting so many cores. He's able to do so much with all the cores that were given as well. So it will be something very, very interesting to see like what his mindset flourishes, or how it flourishes into this next game.
Yep.
Now, we're starting off the game. I believe, Derek is drawing the cards finally. So we're going to be seeing how well game 2 goes. Will Matt become the victor, or will Derek become the game 2 winner going into game 3 for them? So let's see how this goes. I mean, looking at the hand right now, I did see a glimpse of Lightning Arrow on Derek's side. Now, Lightning Arrow is a very interesting card to be played in this, purple deck. But we've seen Zeke, we've seen Star Altar. So, there's just a bunch of surprises in this treasure box right now.
Yeah, Lightning Arrow is a little interesting because Lightning Arrow generally is when there's like a focal point blocker that needs to go through, but and it can stop attacks too. It's just a little odd to me personally because I don't think this deck makes a focal point. I think it makes a wide wall.
Yeah. Maybe he was building this probably for maybe the Axe Spider meta, thinking about that more or less. Probably didn't really plan to play against green, but we will see Worker Ant just flop right down. And Worker Ant is just something that you turn one play Worker Ant, you're pretty well off. You're pretty well off. I mean, you already know this card is going to be here. Now, at the end of the day, it is right now in Burning Force range. So he could use it on that, but I don't think that'd be wise. I don't think that'd be wise.
I'd be more afraid of the Deadly Balance right now from purple.
Exactly.
Because this is like free real estate if he has it.
Oh, will he be? Okay, we'll see Star Altar coming down again. So this is gonna give that red reduction. So it is a thought to think about what is really going on. But we will also see Camelot Knight putting in work in the Tulsa tournament. Just amazing card, having that curse unit be able to be a 1 cost and being like, okay, this is gonna give me purple reduction, but also be a threat to my opponent, because if they even try to block it, it's gonna have to kill off one of you. So you kind of gotta put in like a little fodder unit to be able to block that Camelot Knight and get it off the field at some point, or you have to give up something very valuable, and you don't want to do that. Now we will see Work and swing too.
Yeah, at this point, I have to think that the Star Altar must be partially cheap reduction for red, because so far I have not yet seen a point where it's gonna. I know it could probably come into play a little later, but I haven't seen a point yet where it would really influence the board. But we do see the Burning Force in hand. We do also see, I mean, I do think at this point the Star Altar is for cheaper red reduction. But I am wondering what he's going to do here, because particularly while Camelot Knight is good, we see Burning Force in hand, we see Lightning Arrow. I'm not seeing how this hand completely comes together at this very moment. Oh, okay. So we are immediately going to see an early Seedworm.
Yeah, we've seen that Zworm, and I also did get a glimpse of Lightning Aura in the hand as well. Being able to give another unit confront when it attacks is really great. Now, granted, we know Zworm is the the main card for one of the anime characters, and it is the poster child for Battle Spirit Saga. Just having Zworm out on the board, being able to say, hey, if you have any unit standing, I will be able to make it block so that I can swing in. Now, granted, we see Camelot Knight coming in. Camelot Knight swinging right in to Cosmic, just making sure that it's like, hey, I'm just going to, chip away at you for a little bit. Getting that early damage off, which is great, being able to say, I'm not really scared to deal damage. But we do see in Cosmic's hand, he might be counting for that netherworld. Yeah. Might be counting for that netherworld. Just being like, hey, listen, we're just going to play this here and, start the game off right now. But with everything going on and him being on green, it is going to be something to think about. Like we see Scope Owl in there as well. Scope Owl being such a great card from the promo set, but we are opting to just go straight to the attack phase, actually, which is great because you see 2 Swift units in your hand. You have a lot of cores in the reserve. So you're saying, hey, you know what? We'll be fine. We'll be fine. But yeah, going right in with that, we are going to see Worker Ant swing in. We have we see straight up into this. Okay, Z Worm blocking, but we are going to be using that lightning aura right away.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's going to be something that's really great at this point to be able to use against this this play right now. It's something that we haven't seen. I mean, lightning aura isn't a card that a lot of people are familiar with. It's not a card that a lot of people even know too much about, but it is something to look out for. Now, sorry, I gotta get this pulled up for you guys.
Oh no, I got it already.
Oh,
so
you
lightning
good?
aura, yeah, main. Select one of your spirits. It gains confront during this turn. While the spirit attacks, confront your opponent must block a fable or flash. Select a spirit. It gains plus 2 KBP during this turn. So that is going to be a thing. However, we just got played hard because Shrike just went in for absolute game, clearing the Camelot Knight. Oh
yeah,
my.
I mean, honestly, everything, just being cleared off the board. Now we do see he has Ice Shield in hand to be able to protect himself, but everything being cleared off that board is a little, it's scary. It is scary. I mean, at the end of the day, if you don't have a lot of card draw, you're going to have to deal with some of these threats, that come out, because at the end of the day, you got to deal damage sometime. And looking at his hand, he has some cards. It does seem like it's mostly spells, but you gotta figure out what you can do right now. I mean, you have the Star Altar there, so if you can get like another unit out, that'd be great. But we seeing a big ton of cores come out. What is he gonna play? Oh, we're going with Nemesis. Nemesis coming out on the board. Nemesis being something that I know is a fan favorite for a lot of purple players that they wanted to see very, very, good, and become a really great card, become something that was playable as well. A lot of surprises with this deck. I mean, honestly, I see Cosmic like leaning in a lot or just looking at a card a lot because, it's something to think about. We haven't really seen this iteration of a deck ever. So, I would say for this, what would you think on Cosmic side? What do you think you would do in this situation right now? We saw 1 Swift unit come down, but we do also see that he does have the Netherworlds in his hand as well if he wants to even play that.
Yeah, I think this is potentially a safe space to end up playing it. I think that I can start seeing what Derek's deck will do if not contested. Like quite literally, you could see that if his field didn't get blown up, he had an excellent choke point for the Worker Ant, being able to put confront on the board and making sure that his opponent had to swing with it because it was just going to get confronted next turn. Netherworld's finally coming down. And then on top of that, he would have been able to have Nemesis on board, pop in the Camelot Knight with the Sea Worm as support, but it just didn't work out that way. Now his opponent, Cosmic, has space to breathe. He's played a Netherworld, and this is about to be one of the most soul-crushing things ever because Derek is about to immediately spend his turn blowing up Netherworld Depths to see another Netherworld Depths happen. Like, there's just no way you can just let it slide. And he's got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 cores, 8, 9 total with Nemesis. But there's just no way you can let this thing slide. He's going to have to spend 4 cores. How many did he? Yeah, so 4 cores on Burning Force, which is fine. That's the correct play. But what he doesn't know is that man had, trips in hand? Cosmic has, triple. So, the way Cosmic be diving in these depths, there is just no way that Derek is about to see the light of card advantage. Disparity is all that remains to be seen in his future. It's about to be rough.
Yeah. He has to hope that if he swings in with that Nemesis, he's able to even draw cards, being able to top deck hopefully a Burning Force. Now, it will be something to think about. Like, what could you possibly do? What could you possibly be wanting to hunt for? We've seen different cards come out of this deck, so there's really no telling what else he's, has to play. But, for me, I would definitely just look at this and be like, okay, I don't know if he has another Burning Force. Most of the time, it's a safe bet sometimes to be like, all right, my opponent might have 2 to be played. But if he's able to top deck that Burning Force and then Cosmic plays the third, I really would just be like, all right, I might have to wrap it up, guys. This this is it. I don't have anything else. We're just gonna have to play the game out from here, which will be great. I mean, we do see Namengard and Cosmic Hand, and we also do see that scope out. Now, Namengard, we already know is something that's insane. Not having a level on that wind destroyed effect, giving letting yourself, if it is dead from your opponent, killing it off with effects or anything, it will draw you those 3 cards and get you those 3 cores from the void. So Namengard is just something that is a favorite of mine. It was the first alt art that I ever pulled, so I have a special place in my heart for that card, and a lot of other players do.
Yeah, Camelot Knight going in for a poke. Nemesis staying on the defense right now. And on top of that, you've got a passing of the turn. This is a very, very scary moment. Okay, so we were getting a Beldegor out to pop the Camelot Knight. And now there's going to be no value from Nemesis being able to pop it. But now we're also, I believe, it looks like he's not putting out enough cores for, no, he might still. Yeah, there we go. I was like, there's no way. There's no way you just don't slam it right now. So now this is the precarious moment. Both players don't have a terrible amount of cards in hand. However, Cosmic is definitely in the better position. Now, meanwhile, on the other end, Derek is bleeding cards. And on top of that, he doesn't necessarily have too many extra bodies to, he doesn't have an extra body to use Nemesis effect on. So Nemesis might be a one and done. The issue here is that both of these decks seem to be, for the most part, combo-oriented decks. They need multiple cards in hand, multiple cards on board to be doing what they're doing. But Cosmic is building up too. Oh, okay, we're responding. Netherworlds and Netherworlds, that was a heavenly top deck.
That was a swing first moment.
Yeah, that was a heavily, heavily goated top deck. And now the whole thing about this is who has removal. Is that a Burning Force in Cosmic's hand?
If that's a Burning Force, that is going to be something that's going to be crazy. That is a slap to the chin right there. That's really like we're just slap boxing right now.
Burning Force another for a Burning Force and another. Like it's fair game. It's fair game. Cosmic just happened to open up more Burning or more Netherworld depth. So this is actually insane. He said, "Can I have advantage too?" He said, "Absolutely not, sir," and he got it out of there. So now what we're about to see is a snow. Cosmic is going to be able, they both have Ice Shield down. So they're both fairly safe from dying, but Cosmic is about to be able just to go in recklessly because he knows that, he's got Ice Shield and he's going to be able to press for those draws in the block. This is about to be a snowball situation. There needs to be a Burning Force, a Vulture, something drawn to try to equalize this. And if the second Netherworld Depths comes down and there's still no response, this game is about to snowball. Oh, but the Airy Craig is coming out. And while he's reading it, I guess we can pull it up and read it too.
Yeah, Airy Craig just saying that, level 1 and 2 during either attack set when one of your spirits is summoned, it gains 2,000 BP. So this is great for a Swift deck. This is great to be able to say, hey, I'm going to have a little weak, Swift unit come out, but I am going to make sure that it gains 2K so it can, dodge Burning Force, dodge certain other effects, or be able to get over a lot of different things on the field. But his level 2 effect does say refresh any spirit with the soul core on them during your end step. So this is just being able to say, hey, look, you see this big unit that I attack with? Yeah, I'm just going to refresh it. I'm just going to make sure it is there. Now, granted, it could be used for the little units as well. Right now, we see the soul core is straight on that Beldegor right now. So, it being able to just say, hey, I'm going to attack with this. But if, pop that Ice Shield, whatever. At the end step, I'm fine. I'm fine. I'm just gonna refresh it. That'd be fine for me. And it only takes 2 cores, which we do see Cosmic did invest onto it. So this is gonna be great, for next turn as well. Like if Derek isn't able to close it out, which I'm pretty sure he won't be with that Ice Shield there. It is going to be something to think about. It is going to be something to really think about. Like, what can we do for this next turn to really just make sure that I know that I'll win this game right there.
Yeah, and the painful part for me is that while Derek doesn't know that there's another Ice Shield yet, or there's another Netherworld Depths yet, the part that this is bad here is they're in not really a simplified game state. Derek's fighting for his life right now. He's top decking, and he has got to be hurting knowing that a card he may have brought in from the side has been remaining in his hand this entire time. Now he has top decked a Burning Force, it looks like. So RNGesus is on his side in terms of keeping these off the board. However, this is not necessarily enough. Not necessarily enough for him to, yeah, this is not enough to keep him in the game because he right now is just breaking even. Get the decks out of my face. And then what is he passing back to? A board where he can be forced to use Ice Shield, but like nothing more really past that. So this is just really not a good point for him. That lightning arrow being stuck in his hand since turn one, followed by the fact that every turn you give for Cosmic to draw a card is another like potential body for his Swift shenanigans. The third Netherworld Depth comes
Oh
down,
my
and
gosh.
this is just actually heartbreaking because it's not like Derek has not seen multiple burning forces, but this is just he is not going to be able to avoid Netherworld Depths. And yes, one Netherworld Depths is better than two, but this is just not quite it for him.
Yeah, we're
Like,
just seeing it. Like we're just seeing it come back down again after again after again. And you know what? Let's see if Derek can even top deck another one. Like if he tops deck another one, that would be crazy to see. But I feel like, Nemesis has just been sitting there as just I won't even say big blocker because its max isn't really that big. But it's just sitting there as a blocker. That 10K blocker is cool. It's okay. But Cosmic is just being very great right now and making sure it's like, hey, I'm just gonna, swing in, chip away at you, make sure that everything I have is great. Now we do see Beldegor, swinging in. He has a soul coin, so if he takes this attack, at the end of the day, we already know Beldegor is going to restand like that. And at this point, it's like Cosmic didn't really do anything for his last turn. It's like, okay, I'm just gonna make sure my board state is the same as last time, and that's great because at the end of the day, we have he has everything he needs. He
I
has
mean,
everything he needs.
well, the thing about this one is if they both never drew a card again, it would be Cosmic that wins out. And
Yes.
we are fine here because every turn Derek has drawn a card, it has been something to get rid of another world depths. And see right here, this is a very weird space for me personally because I can't see. I think I might have just used the ice shield because I can't see this attack not coming right after. Like either way, you were going to use your ice shield, but it's using your ice shield and giving him a draw, or just using your ice shield and cutting off the turn.
Yeah, and him already having a block and being able to get Cosmic another card and just being able to turn off the turn, like you said, is just crazy. I mean, look at this right now. I mean, with Derek, he's really on the back end, and Cosmic's already off of a game one win. We're off of this game one win. We're just sitting there like, okay, he has a lot of time to really close out this game. He has a lot of cards in hand. He has cores to be able to use. He has good cards. I mean, we already see like Namengard. If Namengard comes out at all, it is almost like nailing the coffin because Namengard is just going to be able to get those free swings in and be able to reset at the end of the turn. Like it will be like nothing ever happened. But as we see here, let's see what he can do. I think we saw a hint of Meteor Worm. Meteor Worm might be coming out for the first time today, even though it's early in the day anyway. But the first time today, we will be seeing Meteor Worm being one also of the new cards for this set. It is actually from this season of the anime. Well, not this season of the anime, the season that it came out, and it is the main character's one of his best and favorite cards. And Meteor Worm just saying, hey, during the level 1, 2, and 3, it has Awaken. Level 2 and 3, it has when it's spirit attacks. If it has a soul coin, it draws a card. And if this spirit has a Zigworm card in the trash, it gains confront. So, it's a really great unit, something that Nova decks really didn't need to be able to get draws off now with how this deck is working. I really want to see what he does with this. I mean, he does have two good blockers, but I mean, at the end of the day, what else could you do against this like hand that we see from Cosmic? Cosmic just has everything. Cosmic just has everything to really close out the game and just say, hey, you have no ice shield. You're not putting down anything. You have one card in hand. I can win this game.
Yeah, I'm feeling a little odd. Just looking at a couple turns ago, I do think that when that Camelot Knight swung, especially with the ice shield down, I think that Nemesis should have also swung
Yes.
to kill the Camelot Knight and draw two cards because his hand is desperately in need of a refill, and now he's having to destroy the Camelot or destroy the Nemesis when he could have already just had the like he could have already gotten another draw off that. Now he did get another Netherworld Depth, But this might be a too little too late situation because what he did not draw was another ice shield.
Yes.
And he only has 2 life. He has 1 blocker, but with the hand that Cosmic has currently and the amount of cores, I do not think it's going to be that hard to swing through this dude. Now, with Lightning Arrow, might actually see some play next turn. It's going to be able to stop something. So I believe to game him, Cosmic actually needs to line up 4 swings because 1 swing will be blocked, 1 swing will be Lightning Arrowed, and he needs 2 more bodies. Now, without seeing that Lightning Arrow ever happen, Cosmic may only play, like, I don't see him not playing more than 1 body. He has to, like, there has to be a 4th body, or else this is about to be a tragic. I mean, it's not like he's going to lose the game, but this will be a tragic, you could have won the game turn.
Yeah. And we see Scope Owl in his hand, so he could be trying to, play for that, just making sure that, hey, I'm just gonna have my Swift unit come down. Just to say, like, hey, like, I'm just gonna be able to say, hey, I got that 4th body that you didn't think I would have, and the way he plays from that will be different. But I think, I think it looks like Cosmic is just gonna close out the game. I mean, we have 1 blocker on board. Just seeing everything going down right now, like you said, this is going to be something that, if played correctly, you can win this turn here. Now we do see, Derek's hand doesn't look like it has anything crazy. Just to be able to say anything, like, I mean, we already know with Netherworld down, when he blocks, not even if, when he has to block with Meteor Worm is going down, down, down. And with no ice shield, nothing else right there, this is looking like it's going to be a closed out game for Cosmic. I mean, Cosmic is going to be able to draw from that block, being able to say, hey, oh, wow, okay, I think, yeah. So we're just drawing off of that block. I think a core just left from that Netherworld right there. So, I mean, at this point, what else could be done? I mean, I don't think you have anything else in Derek's hand to be able to win this, well, to be able to stave off this, like, onslaught.
I mean, if he has cores on there and they're not in his reserve, then he's not swifting this turn. And if he's not swifting this turn, then Derek does survive because this block is going to take one thing out. He needs to flash step the Lightning Arrow now, or he can do it on the next swing, either or. But he should only be taking 1 damage this. It's not going to get him back in the game, but he should only be taking 1 damage this turn.
Yeah, this is going to be something to think about. I mean, honestly, with everything going on right now, I feel like this is going to be something that I really want to see what happens for Derek next turn. Well, what can he do to be able to say, hey, listen, there's really, nothing else other than this, like other plays that I have, anything else. I mean, we're seeing that, like, the only creature he had is dying right now. Now, Beldegor is coming back down, being able to say, hey, I'm here now.
It was the Beldegor that changes everything, because I was about to be like, well, now he gets Lightning Arrowed, but now Beldegor coming out actually just makes that a complete wash. It's it's over now because there are going to be 2 attacks that go through. He does not have enough to cast. I believe, is that another Burning Force in hand? Did he draw?
That is another Burning Force.
Yeah.
Yeah, so, but he doesn't. I don't think he has it, like, to be able, because I think Beldegor already gained that 4K from coming right into play. Oh, it goes to 4K because it came right into play from the Agaborn.
Yeah, that is going to be immediately what happens. I mean, Lightning Arrow will stave off something, but yeah, he can't stave off all the attacks. If not for the Airborne, this would have been beautiful on Derek's part. He would have handed out to not die outside of the and then he would have died the following turn. But yeah, the disparity is crazy. You were looking at a Star Altar and no spirits and 2 cards in hand versus a Netherworld Depths, a Crag, 3 bodies, and a hand of 5 or 6. It's not comparable. So, like I said, Lightning Arrow did come out to stop one of them from attacking. It's not enough, though. Is he going to try to cast the Burning Force and then get told how Airborne does not allow that to happen, or?
I think he read it. I think Cosmic was explaining it to him already, so I think he's realizing this is game.
Yeah. Okay. There we go. All right. So that's game 1 and 2. That is a 2-0 for Cosmic. Like, that was strong.
That was strong. Coming out strong with that first game win of the day. You got to feel good going in to the rest of the tournament, you feel really happy. I mean, you played very well. You didn't really know what the deck was doing, but he played very well to see like all of the things that could happen. He was very cautious. He had different outs and things of that nature. I mean, him seeing those three Netherworlds were great as well. Just seeing the back and forth, the top decks from both sides were amazing and immaculate. It was something that I didn't really think about as well. Just about how many times both players were just like, "Hey, yeah, my top deck's fine. Like I'm good. I'll still be here." And we're seeing the power of green. We're seeing what green can do, being able to exhaust units, be able to ramp those cores efficiently and evenly. Like it just makes everything so much better for you as a green player. And just for those boards that you're like, hey, I can't get past it, but I'm going to be able to say, hey, I'm going to rest this unit. I'm going to be able to, get this off out of my sight right now, just from being able to say, hey, I might have Burning Force in hand to kill it. I might have different things like that. But green showing out, Cosmic, killing off the field, doing very well to say, hey, I'm going to take this tournament too.
Yeah. So I personally feel like this matchup unfortunately did show us the difference between a teched out but maybe powerful build and a very streamlined but consistent build. Like it's not like I'm sure that to come to this tournament, Derek felt confident enough in this list, and there were some tech choices in here that really did make sense. Lightning Arrow does get around these suppression boards. It does do these things. Like I see the reason for some of these techs, but at the same time, Cosmic's deck was just so much more consistent. It was able to completely just go off and just grind his opponent into the ground. Now, the second game was a little rough, seeing at how many Netherworlds were drawn, but both sides drew Netherworlds and Burning Force, so I can't quite be nitpicky about that one. But yeah, it just Cosmic's deck consistently did what it was supposed to do 2 games in a row, and we didn't really get to see enough of Derek's deck to even know what it did consistently. And that's just sometimes the risk you run when you want to super tech out your deck.
Yeah, there's an argument to be made. Sometimes you can prepare too much for the late game. Sometimes you don't have a good early game to be able to stave off what your opponent can do most of the time. And, you could be playing for that late game a lot of times thinking like, oh, this game will go long, but then get killed off so early that it doesn't really matter because you can't get off any of your units. You can't be able to do much with the units that you have. And that's something that, we've seen with Derek's deck that it did show a little bit now. Like, as you mentioned before, that play that could have worked out was being able to kill off that Camelot Knight and just being able to see just 2 more cards in your hand, being able to just to see different things and, get to the good cards in your deck more efficiently would have probably worked out way better. I mean, at this point, even if you had to kill off Nemesis itself, I believe I'm thinking of it right. The next turn, if you did Camelot Knight and have to kill off that Nemesis, you could have been able to have 4 cards in your hand
Exactly.
you wouldn't have had before. So it's very important to think about that. It's very important to go through and say like, okay, what can I possibly do to be better? He's not out of the tournament. It's not like this is a one and done for him. This is his first match of the day. We have many more rounds to get through. So he might be thinking, okay, you know what, this is how I have to play it now. This is how I have to play differently because we have, like you said, we haven't seen more of it, but we did see Cosmic really, really, really show that he is, worthy of that pro tour invite that he got last tournament. So it's going to be fun to see what else comes out of this.
Yeah, yeah. I definitely feel like rewinding back, that is pretty much the couple plays that I was a little confused at. The not using Nemesis's swing, especially when you had Ice Shield down, not using the Nemesis swing to pop the Camelot because he would have been 2 cards deeper, but also when he chose to block with Nemesis and then knowing he would have to I feel like you have to know he was gonna press that Ice Shield out of your burst zone.
Mm.
So you might as well just Ice Shield on the first one and not giving Cosmic 1 extra card to potentially out advantage you, especially when yours is so scarce. But we play, we live, we learn, and there's no surefire way to know exactly what was going on in his head during that moment. So there's always going to be that little bit of guesswork. But I do have a quick thing. I've been told by stream management that we will be taking a about 10-minute break just to fix something on our side. Stay tuned. We'll be back. We'll be talking about topics. We just want to make sure that you guys have the best quality stream to sink your teeth into. And so, yeah, we're going to be going down for a quick little minute and we'll be back as soon as possible. But I will still personally be in the chat answering questions, talking about whatever you guys want to talk about, talking about this current match. And yeah, we will see you when we come back on, unless you have anything to say real quick, Jex.
No. We'll see you guys. We'll be in the chat. Tell us what you're really hoping to see. Tell us what you're not hoping to see, and tell us, how your day's going. We really want to hear about that as well. So, stay tuned, guys. We'll see you back in a few.
Excellent. So we are back for round 2 of the Monroeville Grand Open. This time we are actually seeing 2 players, Hezekiah Raphael and Shakur Williams, playing a very exciting matchup. I mean, maybe Jex wants to talk about it beforehand, but I kind of want to let you guys see it play out. Like, we know, but I want you guys to get the same firsthand excitement that we got.
I am excited. I am very excited. I gotta let y'all, I can't spoil this for y'all, but this is gonna be a very good matchup. Honestly, these are players that won their first round. I am very excited to see what comes out of it. You did see a little, just a little mini little thing of the luster. So that's something. Ooh. What are we hoping for? I mean, honestly, I don't want to say too much. I don't want to say too much right now.
You don't want to say too much? I mean, look, when we see it, you guys will see it, and we'll be able to talk about it more of it. This is one of those things. There is going to be plenty of time for us to see the same matchups over and over again, depending on how people play the match. So when we get a gym like this, I just want to let it roll. We'll let it roll.
Yeah, and you know what we're seeing right now, especially like I said, you already got a little glimpse of it. We saw Luster on the screen. We did see a picture of Curse Dragon on the screen as well. But what these decks are going to bring to the table is going to be something very great. I mean, Luster, I saw from last weekend, well, not last weekend, 2 weeks ago in Tulsa, Luster did pretty well. Just going off of what it should be able to do. And I know people want Luster to be better than it is, just because of the fact that it's just, it's not there yet. There's just a missing piece. There's probably 2 or 3 cards that are missing to make Luster a really prominent deck. Something that will just shake up the meta. Honestly, I really hope for that in the future. Really hope for that for the future, because Luster is something that's very great to be able to have the most interaction during the flash step than most decks. So I am very excited to see what happens with this. But yeah, we are going to be seeing for the round 2 of the Grand Open for Monroe, PA. So I mean, at this point, let's go into the gameplay now. Right now, we do see our opponent has the ice shield. Early ice shield, always great to have, so you don't have to deal with anything else later on in the game. We will be putting down the bird. It is the luster bird that basically says for its level 2 effect, when the spirit attacks, it has the luster effect. Always great. I love Dr. Bird right there. Just having that little design of it is just insane to me. But I gotta say, I haven't played against a lot of luster decks. I have seen some though, but we will be seeing that Matt Butterfly come down. So like we said, it's going to be a lot of fun just seeing what, reactions actually, just to see what the decks are capable of. You guys are going to see it firsthand here. Having that green purple deck come out is just going to be great. Now we will see the boy. Oh my gosh, I love that bear. Oh my gosh, the wind destroyed. It basically exhausts the unit on the field. I love it. But honestly, what are you looking forward to for this matchup?
I just want to see the play. I think I don't know if the green player just set Ice Shield, but we definitely know for a fact the yellow player set Ice Shield. And that's a little strange for me personally. Turn 1. Like, it's just kind of your opponent plays differently when they know there's an ice shield face down. They might be a little more aggressive than they intended to be to try to pop it. But now, like, you set an ice shield, your opponent has punched you a couple of times because they know you can't activate ice shield. I'm not sure how I feel about that opening play, but we gotta see. I mean, he's been given a fair amount of extra cores, and Luster will be on deck. So we have to see how he ends up using it. Okay. So we are playing. Sorry, it's a little hard for me to see that card.
Yeah, it's understandable. Yeah, we're going to have the little leprechaun come down, but we are also going to have one of the promos from the first set, War Angel Mace Knight. That card is something that I have not seen in a long time. But granted, this is a luster deck, so we're going to be seeing a lot of different great cards come out for this game. The leprechaun will be swinging in. I love the leprechaun personally. It is just such a great card to have. Just saying, like, hey, what are we looking for in Luster? What are we trying to do with Luster? Well, we're trying to clear all board with some of the spells that we have. We're trying to use different things, but we are being very, very aggressive with the Luster deck as well. I mean, you have Ice Shield. You have Ice Shield there, but we will be using the
Angelic
Angelic
pressure.
Pressure. Woo! I mean, honestly, being able to take out Matt Butterfly, taking out a reduction off the board is really great as well because most of the time Matt Butterfly is really used for that reduction, the discount for your other green units on the board. But we also know that because of the board having luster, you know, getting that back to hand. We're
Yeah,
getting that
that's
right back to
actually
hand
going to
use.
be a great point here because that's where this gets most of its mileage. You are recycling all these cards and you're just going to be able to keep using them until Luster is no longer on the board. So this is going to be something that Hezekiah needs to deal with quite promptly, or that angelic pressure will be coming out once a turn, no matter what he does. Setting up multiple avenues of Luster is also very good. Surprisingly, this is a strong start from Shakur Williams.
Yeah, and it's a lot that could be done for the green purple side. I mean, we're looking at this deck and we're saying like, hey, there's gonna be some things that can go down. I mean, we're already putting down, we're putting down one of the elementals, just making it sure that if anything, I'll just block with this being that 2K and saying, hey, yeah, I'm just going to. Oh wow, we're swinging in with that. Actually, swinging right in to be able to deal some damage. I mean, I think he just wants to be able to poke right back at him and maybe hopefully pop that ice shield if it is an ice shield, which is going to be great. To be able to pop that ice shield first, it makes you feel a lot better overall. Just in general, just being able to say, hey, yeah, we're done. And at the end of the day, it's going right back to Shakur Williams' turn. I feel like this is a great start being able to poke it out, like you said. We also know that we have Fairy Leopard just in case that he does have Swiftiness in his hand, saying, hey, during your attack step, when one of your spirits with luster is blocked, treat it as a level 1 during the battle. So it does help out. I mean, it does help out a lot for if you're playing, let's say, against Axe Spider as well. Probably why that card was added into it. But it is something to look out for. I mean, I haven't really seen luster, like I said, as well a lot, and it's good as getting some shine and some gameplay here at freaking PA.
I mean, this is I think it's actually just very, very solid. Being super aggressive from Hezekiah's angle makes a lot of sense to me, simply because he's low on hand. He has a low board. He needs to make sure that he gets his opponent as low as possible or pops the ice shield because he's actually on a clock right now. This game
Mhm.
does not really go that long if he doesn't draw something monumentally game changing.
Yeah.
This is
Yeah,
very
because
scary, actually.
yeah, I mean, honestly, like I'm just sitting here thinking, like, what would I do in this situation? We do see though the amazing beam rifle, aka Thorn person, coming down to be able to say, "Hey, I don't want to deal with your other two units swinging out at me at all." It is a great thing to see right now, but we do know this is a luster deck. And like I said, we're putting down angelic pressure right away, making sure that we're able to lower that BP for that unit. Now, with the fact that War Angel Mace Knight is there, it does have that effect that it goes level 3, but with the cores on it already is at level 3, so it will not truly matter. But having angelic pressure there, just saying, hey, I am going to be able to get it back and use it again and again and again, is very dangerous. I mean, you're already, BP reduction is something that, a lot of decks can't combat. They can't get around. I don't think anything can, at the end of the day, once you get to 0, you're dead. So it is something great. It's something that I dread as a white aggro player seeing. It is something that I know he is dreading right now, just seeing something that's constantly taking out things off the board already. It is going to be something to see like how well this goes. Now we do see that deadly balance in hand and the Matt Butterfly and a worker ant as well.
Mhm.
What would you possibly think could happen right now? I mean, he is at 1 life. He's
Well,
sitting there.
he's at 1 life, and his opponent made a particularly nice play. He gave him a draw, but he also cut off his purple reduction because he
Mhm.
seems to. I mean, when it comes to what could be done against him, I feel like the purple side of his deck means a lot more than the green side of his deck. He can put out some green bodies, but with the ice shield down, you're not afraid of bodies just coming down. What you're afraid is your board getting picked apart by purple cards, and he's making it a little more intensive on his cores by getting rid of his purple reduction. But with this being the only thing he has to do is just put out bodies and swing, the ramp is nice. but he is currently at a point where if that's a face down ice shield, that's about the best he can do. Now, this is a little bit of a weird spot. Oh,
Mhm.
that is a okay. So this is going to be a little bit of an interesting thing. He is going to be able to bounce. I'm trying to think of what he is going to bounce though.
Yep.
Okay,
Getting the bear
that makes
out.
sense. Not going to have another swing and potential block with the exhaust, so that's not bad at all. It's going to be very interesting though because he still needs to not die.
Yeah, no,
like,
that's-
like this is a huge thing. So I mean, angelic pressure coming through again. Uh, Unfortunately, this is his opponent's turn, so Luster is not going to just reload that.
yeah,
And
yeah,
now we're in a super simplified game state. Yes, Shakura has an actual board, but the crazy part about this right now is if that is Ice Shield set down on his opponent's side of the field, there is going to be a pass back after this. And if Shakura didn't draw something exceptional, this still may not be his game.
well,
Realistically, another body and a Thorn Prison could close out this game theoretically.
yeah. I mean, he's betting on the fact that you don't have a Swift unit to play. Betting on that fact right then and there to be able to say, hey, listen, he's using, oh my gosh, as we see deadly
Oh,
balance there, but we can choose something else to kill off. But he's sitting at that one life. So at the end of the day, Ice Shield's not activating because if he doesn't have anything to really block with,
burst, yeah,
yeah. Yeah, like at
very
that
fair.
point, it is just going to be something very crazy. It looks like it's game for him. Shakur has what he needs to be able to win. It's one card left in hand. I think the only thing you should be able to do in this moment is swing. Yep, swinging out, being able to close out the game. There's really nothing else. Yep, that's
There we
game
go. There
right
we
there.
go.
Yep, Star
Oh
Blast.
no.
Okay, yep,
Yeah, that's
yep.
true. I was wondering because he said it so early in the game, and I was like, is that? And I did totally misstep and not see that he was at 2 lives. That is my bad. But yeah,
Well,
no, he went straight under that Star Blast the entire game.
yeah, I mean, honestly, with Luster, I mean, there's a lot of with Luster, it's just when attacked most of the time. So like the only thing that is a win summon in the deck mostly, I mean, unless he has any different techs, would honestly just be Michaela. Michaela being the only thing that can come down on the field and be able to activate that Star Blast is kind of detrimental. So that may be something that Hezekiah says, you know what, I'm gonna side it out. I'm gonna take it out because there's really nothing else that I can do in this situation. With Star Blast other than just hard play it and draw 2 cards. You could use it for Michaela, hoping that Michaela comes out. But as we've seen, with the Luster player, he just went in and was just very aggressive, was able to get those Luster effects off with the angelic time and time again. He had Dream Bomb there just to be able to bounce something else off the field to be able to clear the field out for his victory here. And it was a quick win on Shakur's side. It was very, very good. I think that honestly, Luster is something that a lot of players are really hoping for. Yellow in general is just like a cult favorite. I mean, honestly, everybody wants Yellow to be good, me included. So I'm very excited to see what else we can see from Shakur. I mean, we saw the aggro play right there. As an aggro player, I am very happy and I am very glad to see that come through. But what do you think of right now? Just for both players, what could you really side in for each matchup since you know what the other's playing?
Well, see, the crazy thing about this to me is that the Luster player didn't even need to tilt their full hand to
Mhm.
win that one. They both handed out, and it was actually a really precarious position. There could have been some cards in there that just really, really, really hurt. But like Luster had a really aggressive start and didn't even need to lean too much into the Luster side. Like what we recycled an angelic pressure twice, I believe.
Yes.
So this
Yes.
is going to be very interesting because once again, when you have a finish that goes that quickly, you're not able to see exactly what your opponent played. And then that makes siding a little less efficient because you aren't able to see some of the main hits. Like, for all we know, Shakur could have more when played effects, when summoned effects, and Hezekiah is just siding his Star Blast out because he's like, yeah, I didn't see none of them. So this is going to be kind of, I feel like not blind sideboarding, but not exactly the most informed sideboarding to this point. But that's got to feel good for Mr. Williams at this point because, like I said, he was able to walk that match or walk that game into a win without really playing to his main strategy. You just play bodies. And I'm like, that's gotta feel really good going into game two.
Yeah. And you know what? That first board was just so prevalent. I mean, he was able to get War Mace Angel out, and War Mace Angel being able to say, hey, I'm at level 1, but if I reduce your BP to 0, I'm just going to go up to level 3. So I'm getting the luster effect to be able to get that angelic pressure back and be able to do it over and over and over again. And you know what? Having Leprechaun there, making sure that, like, I'm pretty sure he's most likely going to be using that for any Axe Spider matchups, just being able to put it at that level 1 is really great. At the end of the day, we do see that it does have the effect of purple. Axe Spider has the purple and yellow effect, so it will be dodging a lot of the luster deck. But I'm loving just the plays with this deck. I'm loving, like, for what I see, but I'm not gonna spoil it for y'all. What I'm seeing from this deck, it is really great. It is really great. Just to see, like, people using the luster side and be able to say, hey, my flash step is going to be very prevalent. Like, you can't just swing in at 4K and think you're going to stay at 4K. You can't just swing in and think you're going to be safe. You can't even really sit back on your own turn and think you're safe. So it is very crazy to see, and I'm very excited to see what Shakur has left to bring to the table. Now, has the Kaya coming out too? What are you seeing from this side?
I mean, he knows right now that he can't play the long game because it's a luster deck. A luster deck allowed to snowball is just hazardous to, I don't know, you wanting to live. So I think he has to get on the board as the green player early in the game and try to contest them there. But he saw that last game, even that can potentially be rough if he gets high rolled. That being said, purple has access to a fair amount of spot removal. And I think that's very important dealing with luster because there are some linchpins in that deck that enable the deck to go around, some master cogs, if you will. So I feel like if he has more spot removals, whether that be deadly balance, dream bombs, core drains, you want to make sure those are in to just pick off the board when you can. Looks like Shakur is getting a good start again with Dr. Quaxley. No, I mean, not his actual name, but seriously, like Calagius, he's actually playing. Oh, he played double. Okay.
Woo! We're coming out.
Okay.
We're coming out with the field. I mean, honestly, if we think about it, with the fact of luster being able to kill off the field so efficiently, sometimes it does put it in a very, like, green in a very sticky situation, to the sense that green can't really draw. Green on its own cannot really draw. Now, we do know that because it has the purple package in there, it does have cards to be able to help that out a little bit. But in reality, green cannot draw a lot. So if he's able to control the board a lot with some of these, like, BP reduction cards, things of that nature, some of these, like, really well-timed attacks, it becomes very difficult to do anything. Very difficult to do anything. And I think that is something that you have to think about. Also, with Hezekiah giving Shakur so many cores early on, it does fall into, okay, what else can I play with this hand? Now, granted, it doesn't look like he has an ice shield to really deal with, but you do have cards. You do have a lot of cores. At least you have a lot of cores in your reserve to be able to work with some of these spells.
I'm kind of a little worried with the Calagius actually being so small with its cores because you're just giving a lot of opportunity for your opponent to kind of set up some swings that you can't block. And then Blessed Cathedral coming down is pretty nice. He's got the board to actually plus from it. So this is going to be pretty cool. However, the board is kind of weak to Burning Force right now, especially since some of these things only get up to a certain amount of power when they're at max core. So we're kind of in a position where, he's going to try to swing. He's going to try to clap back. Ooh.
Ooh. See, Needle Shot come down on a card that is from the starter deck, actually, for people that don't know. Being able to say, hey, I'm just going to exhaust and target this one unit on my own, while not Burning Force, Storm Prison is one that makes your opponent choose the refreshed units as well. So that's something that's really great to see. I didn't really think I would see that in this tournament. I'm really happy to see that people are running the Needle Shot, probably just in conjunction with the Thorn Prison. Just giving yourself extra outs to be able to exhaust units as well, as always great.
And there we see it. We saw it right there. He just drew the exact card I was talking about. I was like, this field is weak to Burning Force. And he topped it. And right then and there, it's just what I was saying. Like, I felt a little weird playing the double birds simply because they only got up to so much. He went a little bit aggressive, but allowed himself to be paper clipped as well. But winning game one, you do have a little room to be a little risky game two. But now he's going to be pressed into a point where he might actually need to pop that if it's an ice shield he set down. So we're going to see.
Yeah, being able to have the Bears swing out with 4K is really great. I mean, honestly, like I said, like, you know, you have
Oh,
playing against that luster. But yeah, Dream Bomb coming out right then and there, being able to bounce one of the other units back to your opponent's hand. We're gonna bounce that bear, of course, getting it off the board right away just to say, hey, I'm not gonna deal with you for too much longer. But we are in a very sticky situation, being at that one life right now. We're gonna have to think about what can we do as a luster player, because the tables have turned. First game, we were able to swing out and just be able to kill off very easily. Now we're in a back foot right now. There's not a lot that we really can do sometimes when we're behind in a deck that sometimes does not have a really great way to draw, but we have a lot of cores. So we have a lot of things to use those cores on. Having Flying Arch slam down on the board is going to be great. Now we will be seeing the Beldegor come out, showing a little bit of pizzazz with the purple coming into the yellow deck. I've seen some yellow purple decks run it. Well, just yellow decks run Beldegor. I mean, it's such a great card. Such a great card. It was deserving of that alt art spot for sure, 100% of the time. I love it. Now, because of that play, we will be seeing, Hezekiah have his turn. Now, we do have two blockers on board. We have the Leprechaun there. We have Beldegor on board as well. We just got to hope, on Shakur's side, that he has cards to be able to stave off whatever onslaught may come down. Now, from what the looks of Hezekiah's board right now, we know the Bear's there. We know the Bear's still there, so he's able to play that. But it is a lot of cards in hand. It looks like some high cost cards, so it might be a little difficult. I do think I see Ellis Moth, and maybe just from the long shot there. Is that a depths in the back?
I'm looking at the depths in the back.
Ooh, okay, because I was looking at the second to last. I think that second to last might be Ellis Small too. Yeah, if we slam down Netherworld, it's not bad. I mean, we do have the burst there. We are at 3 life, so we can, be able to put that down and be able to say, hey, you know what? If you do swing in on me next turn, I will be drawing cards, or we'll be probably drawing into outs. Now we do have 3 cores. Yeah, we have 3 cores. I mean, it's not a lot that we can truly do other than just making sure that the turn comes back to us with an ice shield, in the burst. But
that's
because
perfect,
Yes, 100%. I mean, at the end of the day, we've talked about this before.
Nah. He said, no, thank you. No, thank you.
Oh, my God. I was just about to say, like, we talked about this yesterday. You play Burning Force and you don't have that many cores to work with. You got to hope to have that. You got to have that ice shield, actually, because you could just get swung out and lose. But, seeing this right now, Lord, he just said pass. I'm done. I'm not dealing with it.
Now, I know that you don't want to, especially this low in life, you don't want to give your opponent all of these things. But now I feel a little weird about this now, because letting your opponent play hard cast, play 6, knowing they might have an ice shield down, and then passing it back to them, you're going to open up the floodgates and do some gnarly stuff this turn, like this. We've got the Daimyo Beast coming down. And this is about to be one heck of a turn. He's got 2 blockers, but in my opinion, when he did not swing in with those blockers, he pretty much presented that without those blockers, he does feel that his chances of getting gamed are very high. So you can already kind of see the strength of his hand when it comes to that, and that's a lot. Now, his opponent is respecting him quite a bit. You don't want to get angelic pressured and drowsy fumes, or double angelic pressured and lose your main beat stick. So he's probably going to wait until he can core it up a little bit so it has more power under it. But with such low hand sizes, I think, with on one side, I mean, the green player is actually kind of pretty. I think this may has maybe 2 more turns in it. He just wants to make sure he doesn't get blown out, and it's going to be very, very rough for Shakur to make a move here, because everything he does is about to be giving resource.
Yeah, and him drawing off that Netherworld, but we also do know with yellow, like you said, letting them be able to last as long as they can is very detrimental, because yellow can really close out a game just from destroying everything that you have on the field. Now, Netherworld being there, oh my gosh, and another beam rifle coming down to say, hey, I'm just gonna have to make sure you get those other 2 units out right now. I am not dealing with this. Now, granted, he did just draw another card off of that Netherworld
Mhm.
because of the Thorn Prison. We're going to be dealing with something that's very, very detrimental right now. I mean, he has no blockers on board. He can't block with the Ginger Bloom. He can't do anything with that card anymore now. So it's like, okay, what can happen? Like, he has to hope that he has cards in his hand to really stave off these situations that he's in right now. I mean, I think we saw a glimpse of Ice Shield, but I don't think he can since he's at one life. So, we might see Hezekiah being able to win game two and this going to game three. We seeing the revenge of the bear come out with the Matt Butterfly. We're saying, hey, bro, why did you kill me off last turn? We're coming back out. And you're filling the field up. We have what we need. Oh
Bruh.
my gosh. We don't care. We don't care. We're putting out our units, making sure that we say, hey, listen, if you do anything next turn, I'm gonna draw my cards. I'll make sure I
Oh,
draw my
no, no, no.
cards.
See, for me, what this is presenting, nice, and that is game two. What
Yep.
that is presenting is you have two cards in hand. I don't care how many spells that you have at your disposal with all these cards. One of these attacks again.
Right. Right. Like
Like,
you're
and
you're
that is insane.
Whoo! I mean, we're going into game three, guys. I mean, this is a heated match right now. We saw what Luster could do game one. Now we saw what Green is able to bring to the table for game two. Now, game three is going to be a little weird because, since we've seen a little more and we've seen the downside of that Luster play right now, it was in the Burning Force range. Him seeing that one Burning Force did put him into a very sticky situation. And both of those Thorn Prisons coming down, being able to say, hey, listen, I'm going to rush these units. I'm not going to even let you be able to block. And, you're not having an Ice Shield to play. Putting him at one was very crucial because of that, being able to be at one for Shakur and not being able to go back up in life is very detrimental. Now, maybe he might be running, Hippocampo and not even seeing it. Maybe that might be something that was, a thought process of the, building this deck right now. But for Hezekiah, I think, we're getting back right now. It is a little tricky because we're both in a position where both players have a win. This next game is the one to get all the marbles, man. But, I feel like Green, since it's seeing and knows what Luster is, it knows what it has, it's gonna, try. I think it's a little better off. I think Green might be a little better off right now, in just confidence level, just because right now I'm like, okay, I know what I can play, I know what plays I can do. While yellow, like you said, the longer the game goes on, the more cards it gets in his hand, the more outs it can just be able to blow up your entire field, and you sometimes cannot recover from that.
I was about to say, hot take here. I don't feel like it was like both decks show what they can do. I think that Luster showed its classic strength as well as problem. Luster
Yeah.
can high roll and seem absolutely nuts, and Luster can just look lackluster and just get walked down. And I think we saw both of those in game one and game two. So we're starting off with a 0 drop. At least he's got some reduction on the board. He's going to be able to move forward with another play. And we have got, he opens up that card every. Oh, and the flying card? Okay.
Damn, just
This,
putting
this,
three cards.
this was a good opening.
I mean, at this point, I mean, hopefully, there is no Burning Force in hand, which, yep, it doesn't look like there is, because that would have been very, very crazy to see, just blowing up those two units off of board. And we get the Mushroom, my favorite green card of the entire set coming down, being able to say, hey, if you pay the Soul Core for this cost, your opponent just has to choose a card from their hand and discard it. And that, to me, is great. I am, my background is coming from a little bit of Dragon Ball first set in terms of like hand mill, wise at least. So I love seeing this as just, being able to say, hey, buddy, you got to choose a card, even if, you have the perfect hand. Yeah, you're gonna break that up right now. I don't want you to have anything else. And it can offset a lot for your opponent. Now, I am loving how this is looking. This is going to be something that is going to be great to see later on. How detrimental that was. He did have to discard that one yellow card right there. I think that is Gleam of Hope, actually. But he will be swinging in with these two cards as well, just swinging in right in. Every game we usually see, Hezekiah putting his opponent down low early. It's something that is very great that, that he's doing, because he knows, like you said, he has to close it out. He has to close it out as early as possible and as efficiently as possible.
Yeah, and people have to play a little differently when you're on death's door. two life, one life. Every swing that goes through could potentially push game. Now, him discarding Gleam of Hope is very interesting because Gleam of Hope is generally staple for Leicester. It's just every turn another draw. You're just getting yourself a little forward on the board. So this is the whole thing. Now, the other thing I wanted to talk about here is that the forward momentum going into Shakur's turn is just it's unparalleled right now. Like right now, Hezekiah has two bodies, but Shakur is actually setting up his like fortress to build his game on later. Beldegor coming in here. What? You gonna take out the? Oh, okay. Take out the Mushrantula.
Yeah, I feel like honestly, him taking out the Mushrantula was, it could have probably done the Mad Butterfly.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, I think for what those units are doing right now, they're just gonna be. I mean, Mushrantula after it's played, really nothing else it could do. It just becomes a vanilla at that point, just swinging in. There's literally nothing else that can happen with it, unless somehow they get bounced and then he could play it again. For some odd reason, but the burning force will be coming down on the units, I believe. I'm pretty sure, yeah, he will be choosing probably yep, Beldegor and the bird. If it was gingerbread, it would have been like a ooh moment. Like, because I mean,
Uh,
it will be something to get off so he can't draw, I believe, because it is at two cores, but it is something that you want to be able to get the other units off the board right now. However, this is going to be funny to see. I mean, right now it doesn't seem like anybody has like a clear advantage other than like Hezekiah having more life, of course, and having a burst down. But right now, in terms of board state, we're gonna see how this goes and how he can build up from it. I mean, he had to discard a card early on. That is kind of detrimental in some way, shape, or form because at the end of the day, even if that card was really dead, it is something that you have a card in your hand and make your opponent a little bit scared to have that fear factor. Oh, and we will be seeing another gingerbread come down. Hope to God, Hezekiah doesn't actually see if he even runs it actually, just the little white, the 5 cost white card, the white promo that basically says put the 2 costs to the bottom. Hope that he doesn't run it because at this point we are sitting at 2K, and he will be swinging in with these. Actually, this swing will be kind of crazy. I mean, honestly, for me, I would usually have gingerbread just stay up, but I understand being able to poke down. But gingerbread being able to stay up so that if he even kills it off, I will be able to say, hey, listen, yeah, I'm gonna draw my cards. And I think that's needed for Luster since Luster doesn't really have an innate ability to draw those cards officially.
it's very much so true. Now, I will say, in this particular deck, I feel like you fear their nexuses a lot less
Yeah.
than you would fear the nexus from other things. So, with this being said, once again, he's opening himself up to a strong burning force turn. However, it's not as good as it could be because he will draw two off of your 5 cores. So at least you're getting some insurance back. This is still kind of early in the game, but the main issue isn't getting his life down the first couple turns. The main issue is closing out versus Luster, and but this state is so funky. Like 2 cards in hand for the Luster player, a blocker that can draw, but one of those guys that's already turned sideways. The life disparity is kind of wide, but on Hezekiah's side, you've got 4 life and a burst. I believe 2, 3 cards in hand, and yeah, we're just at a space where there's a and the ramp worker ant. There is a space where Hezekiah could pull far ahead. Luster is a combo deck at heart, and so it needs ammo in hand to be able to fire off, and that is something it desperately does not have right now. This is kind of I don't know how I feel about this one because you are trading your blocker for their your 0 for their 0, so you're both going to draw a card. Essentially, nothing really happens. I'm not sure if I would have. Trying to think. He's probably fishing for outs to be able to play in there, but no, this is a little interesting. This game state is odd to me.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, it's the thought process right now going through both of their heads is like probably like, okay, how can I officially be able to, like, for Hezekiah's side, kill off Shakur and Shakur be able to protect? I mean, he is back to that low life again. Doing that play with the zero cost was a little weird. I mean, honestly, I'm not a very comfortable person of swinging with my zero cost, but sometimes it's needed. Maybe I'm just like bad at playing zeros, but it is something to think about. I mean, he was able to ramp with the zero cost and the worker, and he was able to draw a card and be able to get a core off of that turn. So he is ramping one for both sides, which is very important. Very important. Now we do see Twilight Dragon Rider come down. With Twilight Dragon Rider, it is going to be something that I haven't really thought of, most of the time for that, but it is something that is a mainstay in yellow decks. It's something you really need. Something you really need to be able to get going. I mean, with this effect saying, when the spirit attacks, when you use a magic card, select one of your opponent's spirits after that card's effect resolves and exhausts it. So it was Thorn Prison before Thorn Prison even existed. But also having that level 2 and 3 luster is really great. Is really great. Now we will be seeing one of the promos from the EX set come down, having Topaz Radiance being one of the 4 cards saying, hey, I'm going to select one of my spirits against 2000 BP if I draw a card if I have 3 or more yellow symbols on the board, which is great. Which is a great card. I mean, you're able to draw off of that and be able to up the BP of it. So just in case you want to hit me with something crazy, you can't. You can't right now. So yeah, we will be popping that ice shield as well. That is going to be something going right into Hezekiah's next turn. So I mean, what do you think could be done for Hezekiah going into this?
This is a very disadvantageous space to be in. You're seeing the board from Shakur starting to ease out of struggle mode. Now, granted, with that burst set, I kind of wonder what it is. Like, it can't be Dream Bomb. It can't be Ice Shield with only 1 life. Oh, wait, he has 2 life or
Yep.
1? Okay, he has 2. Okay, there we go. Yeah, the little thing at the bottom was kind of covering up for me. So, I mean, Ice Shield would be very, very, very Gucci here. And then you have his board, his hand's starting to rise. He's got a blocker that's going to draw him 1. Hezekiah is getting close to stabilizing, especially with the very low impact board that Shakur is being close to stabilizing, especially against the very low impact board that Hezekiah has. But Hezekiah has a better grip than Shakur, and you don't know. He's got a bunch of cores. So he really could be trying to beef up the field. Oh, there goes the Daimyo Beast. Yeah, we're starting to see him mount an offense. And with that life lead, we're just at a point where like every turn, Shakur needs to have a attack step stopping play or an ice shield, or else he's just going to fold under this board in general. Next turn, we're going to see so many cores come back. Matt Butterfly is going to be at a higher power, or another body will drop. Worker Ant is getting it in right here, just allowing you to ramp up more. This is just simply going to be a bigger and bigger, like, just roll of momentum. Of course, that block is happening. Shakur definitely needs more options. Now,
Yeah.
I am happy to see the Topaz Flash, because I remember when we first were getting that, and like my Battle Spirits homies were like, man, all these like extra cards that came with these zero drops are just not it. And I was like, I don't know. Topaz Flash looks like the gas for Leicester. Like the gas.
Yeah,
But
I'm honestly excited. I'm very excited for that. I mean, honestly, seeing this board is going to be something that, it's something I don't really think much of yellow, like in terms of like, oh, like I don't think it's a bad deck at all. I do think it's something that's very scary and dangerous on my end. I always have to like deal with it sometimes in my locals. So seeing, how Luster's being played right now is very great, because it will be inspiring some people that are watching the stream right now. What are we going to do? What are we going to do with this? How are we going to play this? And how are we going to play this out fully? This is going to be something that I am very excited. I am very excited to see. I did not expect Luster to really show its force right now, but it is showing out right now. I mean, we will be seeing Beldegor hit the board to be able to take care of that worker ant, just saying, hey, I don't want to deal with this right now. I do not want to see this happen at all. So I am very excited for this. I'm very happy that Luster is doing that well. Now, granted, what we see in the hand, it is going to be something that is very detrimental. Luster having a hand is kind of bad for, Hezekiah, having just the different outs that can happen. And we will be seeing the Luster come down as well for the bird. So, right now, what do you think will be happening with yellow going into, Hezekiah's next turn? Because it is detrimental. I mean, he has no cores in the reserve to really work with, but he does have things that he can do.
I am very, very much so wondering what, like, Shakur only has like 2, 3 cards in hand. Oh my gosh, not the, was that a main step ice shield? Oh no, he's got something tapped. Okay. Okay. This is we're getting a little crispy here. We are definitely getting a little crispy. So he was trying to push that turn very, very hard. And Thorn Prison just turned that into an absolute no sell. So now he's got 3 cards in hand, and he only needs 1 damage to go through, and there's no blockers left. So we've got the bear out again, and that's going to be very, very, very strong. But the other part that we have going on here is that Luster is a deck of spells. He's got 1, 2, 3, 4 cores that can happen. The Baculus is coming down, removing everything to 1, which still doesn't really do terribly much unless he's got a Curse Dragon to follow it up or some other core drain shenanigans, because he doesn't really need Luster on his opponent's turn. He just needs those cores. And as long as they're somewhere on the spirits or in the reserve, he's going to be able to use them. The question is, can he stave off 4 attacks? That is the whole thing.
I think honestly it is going to be something that it's very, very situational right now with just how the board state is going on right now. I think he could help help himself to be able to say, hey, I am going to be good for another turn. But it all depends on the hand. It all depends on what you see in your hand. It all depends on the draw that you can get from the, especially from that Topaz coming back down as well. But we will see Exhaust Nexus coming straight down, being able to say, hey, I'm not going to deal with this. I'm going to be able to live.
Oof, I didn't want to joke about the straight up Exhaust Nexus. I didn't want to joke about the mythical double Exhaust Nexus. He can't double it, but this was a very, very nice play. So Exhaust Nexus going to put a lot of things down, but that doesn't get him quite out of the woods yet.
Yeah, that's game.
Oh, no.
That's game right there. Honestly, Green just showing his force right there was just something that was detrimental to Shakur. I mean, I think Shakur had it. Shakur had such a great, turnout for the first game. He's laughing right now. It was great. I mean, you can't even doubt it. It was such a fun game. I think it just worked out really well for everybody. I think it worked out very well for Hezekiah, especially. But this is what you want. This is what you want in Battle Spirits. You want to see these different plays. You want to see what can happen when 2 different decks go head to head. And I mean, it's nothing but good sportsmanship there. It's nothing but love from both sides being shown right now. I am very happy. I am very happy. I mean, we did see Luster come out strong. I mean, that early game that, for game 1 was just beautiful, being able to swing out and be able to say, hey, listen, you're not going to be able to do much. But, Hezekiah was able to say, like, okay, I know what you're playing right now. I know that I have to deal with these certain things to be able to win just outright, just be able to say, I have game right here. So, I was really, really happy to see what was going on with this deck and the different things that were coming out from this deck. What do you think on your end?
Once again, I do think that Green, if anything, Green is very good at doing the same things consistently. It doesn't have a lot of draw, but its cards are fairly powerful, and Workerant is a beast. Daimyo Beast is a beast, and you get these things rolling. Whereas Luster has to have a lot of pieces come together. Like Luster has essentially 3 pieces of its deck. You have the Luster Enablers. You have the cards, the magic cards that are going to be used, and you have all the little in between cards. And if you draw too much of any one of those 3, your deck doesn't get off the way it needs to get off. And
yes,
we saw sometimes just not have a good start. Like even the first game where he won, he didn't necessarily draw like the Luster nuts and bolts. He just drew bodies with good reduction and was able to swing out. And then he drew 1 angelic pressure. But that can be all you need. But it wasn't like the deck went off. It's just that Luster was able to do a couple Luster things. The other 2 games, He put up very, very good fights. But the main deciding factor for that last one was just Daimyo Beast buffing the entire board and making Exhaust Nexus a non-factor. Now, Exhaust Nexus should have normally been able to clear most of that, but Daimyo Beast and his effect just pretty much said, "Nah, we're good." And that was whether it was intentional or just, hey, Daimyo Beast has to come out and do its thing. Either way, he was really Hezekiah was really able to close out game with that deck. I am a little shaky to see what that deck's going to do further along the line because both Hezekiah and Shakur were sitting at 3 cards in hand for like most of their game. And just against what we know the meta to be focused on right now, that would not cut it. So I'm very much so interested to see how these decks fare further in the day with more wins.
Yeah, it's going to be something that we have to look out for. I mean, like you said, you have to really have a hand to be able to work with some of the decks that will really, we know will make it to top. We know will be something that we see in day 2. So it is something that I really hope that, it works well. I mean, honestly, having these different outs to different things is going to be really great. Being able to close out games very efficiently with some of these decks is the key because you want to be as efficient as possible. Sometimes you want to be able to clear out the early game, or sometimes you want to wait and hold off until that late game. But it is difficult to do it with some different decks. But I am happy to see how it went for everyone. I mean, honestly, I was excited to see Mushroom hit the field. I didn't think it would ever really, see play, not even really play, but to just see the light of day. But I am glad that people are rocking it for this tournament. It's just a bunch of surprises every single game. And I am very excited to see what else happens for, the next upcoming rounds. It's going to be very, very, very interesting.
Yeah, I definitely agree. So I guess right here, if we have nothing else to say about the match, maybe we could talk more about these lore cards, these lore sets.
Yeah,
I
we might
mean,
have to go through it. I mean, we didn't get to every single one of them, but we did end off with Lord Worm. I mean, we can go right into the next one.
hey guys, welcome back to the Monroeville Grand Open stream. And we are here, myself, Uni X, and my co-host, Jexgamingg. And we are about to go into round 3 of Swiss on day 1. We've seen a lot of cool things. We've seen some luster. We've seen some showcasing of green. We've seen purple a couple times. But we are here right now to show you guys not only a match that you haven't seen on stream before, but a player that you have seen on stream before. Why? Because they're actually a champion. So this one's going to have a little bit of heat to it. We're going to see some high level plays, a match we haven't seen before. And I don't know. I'm just pretty hyped to get into it. I think they're getting set up right now. What are your thoughts, Mr. Jex?
I'm excited. I know this player is a very great player. The champion. Oh, sorry, the champion. He's great. So this is going to be something I'm really excited to see. I really want to see how going into this matchup it's really taken, because the moment you're playing somebody at high caliber, you start to really kind of doubt yourself a little bit. But great players will sit there and be like, you know what, I'll be fine. I'll be fine. It's gonna be some hiccups here and there, but I'll make it through. So this is going to be a real big test because both of these players have won. They've showcased like they are very, very good in this tournament right now. They're better off than most people. So it will be a really great thing to see how this, fares out. Will the champion of one of the other Grand Opens be taking the win for this round, or will it be the newcomer toppling over the champion this round? Like, it is going to be very, very fun to see. Now for, honestly, I will say, what are you really thinking in terms of how this game could go out? I don't know if we can really say what each person's playing right now, but in terms of the matchup that we've seen, what do you think? What are your thoughts?
I think without getting into it, it's a little hard. But now that you've posed the question like that, I can't just like leave it up to interpretation. So when it comes to this, what we have going on right now is we've got on one end Pterosaur and the other end Luster. And we've seen that Luster has a little bit of trouble getting to its late game, even against mid-range decks that can be a little punchy. And Pterosaur is a punchy deck that can sometimes edge into mid-range when it needs to. So this is going to be a desperate struggle, I think, for the Luster deck to stabilize and get to its game. But once it gets into its bag, I think that's where it can really do some damage, setting up and stabilizing against Pterosaur. And I like how you brought in how hard it is to play against a established champion. That is what I call the Conqueror's Hockey effect. You have one person literally exuding that Conqueror's Hockey, and the other person just trying to hold on. But who knows? Who knows? Like Mr. Argyros may have Conqueror's Hockey himself. He may unleash it, unlock it, and stand up to Mr. Blandon. So I'm just very excited to see how this match goes because just speaking on mechanics and the flow of the game, I think that Pterosaur is poised to do exactly what it needs to do, what it's supposed to do, and just it functioning on that level will make it very hard for Luster to stay in the game. So this is, I would say, this is in favor of the Pterosaur matchup, but we'll have to see how the Luster player plays, his techs and whatnot.
Yeah, the best part about this right now is, being told
Oh,
by Alex at one point, just the fact that with Pterosaur, he's like, you're usually always aggro. I think the only deck that he's ever said he's had to actually not be more aggro with Pterosaur at least was the white aggro matchup because it was just too much for him. But I feel like with this right now and looking at a little peek in his hand, I think he's better off. I mean, he has two Rain Needles, one Oviraptor, and a Burning Force, and he started the game off with Scorched Battlefield, so he is doing pretty well. Now we do see one of the promos coming down, which is a yellow 10 soldier being something that says when this spirit attacks, you got to destroy it at the end of the battle. But it is honestly crazy because it can go up to 5K. It is a zero cost. It is something that you can't just swing in willy-nilly while that is on the field because it could kill off a card. However, he with Alex looking at the board, he might be trying to think about something. He may or may not level up the Scorched Battlefield, or he might just put more units down and say, hey, I'm just going to swing out at you.
This is oh my god.
Yeah.
I'm so sorry. The laugh came from the depths of my soul because this is absolutely insane.
Yeah.
His hand is borderline as broken as it could possibly be. He is about to take 2 life from this guy, draw 2 cards. Like,
yeah, it's like I know how this feels. Like at this point, like you couldn't hope for another perfect hand. I mean, I saw when he drew the hand and he like his hand motions were looking like, oh yeah, we're good. Like that feeling when you're like, yeah, this is what my deck wants to do. You could play anything and I will be fine. I mean, he has the Ice Shield in hand too. Like he's sitting pretty. I mean, look at it. Scorched Battlefield being at level 2 already, making sure that he exerts that dominance. Just making sure that he has everything on the field. Now, granted, the way we're looking at it, 2 toy soldiers on the board. They are going to be 5K blockers. They are really, really great blockers. But we don't know what can happen. Will he have Giganorex played? Will he be able to do anything with Giganorex? Like, there's so much that could happen to be able to kill off this field. But because of the fact that 10 soldiers is on the board this early, it does stave off a little bit and help you out just a little bit. Actually, he will be playing. Wow, he will be playing Mace. Did he pay the cost for Mace?
there's two cores over on the side.
Oh, thank you. I couldn't see it.
Yeah.
I was definitely.
They were blending in.
Woo. I was like, all right, Maduke. Yeah, Maduke's trying to hide it from me. I don't like that. Ooh, that's scary. That was scary, but it's okay though. You know what? Like oh my gosh, look at Alex's hand. I mean, we can see there's a Joker. We have Dino Man, Oviraptor. We have, I believe. Ooh, I think that's a Burning Force as well. Like having that hand is just very great. I feel like that's just going to be such a great thing to have out. With everything going on right now, we are going to have to figure out, at least on Alex's side, how can I effectively get past this little mini wall? Am I going to be able to just swing out at him and just be able to kill like whatever else he has left on the field? Or am I just going to, sit there for a little bit, build up, and maybe hope to draw into the Giganorex so that I can be able to say, hey, yeah, it's my time to shine.
So right now we are in a very interesting position where, in terms of bodies, he's got a lot going for him. But yeah, like on the Luster end of the board, he set up a wall. And the best part about this wall with that burst face down as well is that he can activate Ice Shield without losing any of his bodies right now. If I'm not mistaken, the Tin Soldier. Oh wait, no, wait. Tin Soldier has a face on it, not an extra core. Okay,
Yeah,
I
that's his
take
head.
that back. I'm literally looking at that because it's like his face is the exact same like shape of the white cores. So that one got me just a wee bit. But so yeah, okay, never mind. So with them only being at one core, he's able to trade a lot better. The guy's not going to want to give up his mace or like turn that sideways. There's still the chance of battle tricks coming into play to boost certain attack. But this is a precarious situation because toy soldiers can make blockers, but there's no reason with this scorched battlefield and how set Alex's hand is. There's no reason for him to pull off the gas right now. These trades are not necessarily trades for him. He's already 2 life in and 2 cards up in hand with multiple cards he can drop.
And you know what I always like to say, like when you see some of these players that, oh wow, Gleam of Hope is coming down. But when you see some of these players who have a deck that they really stick to, that is what is in their personality, like when you see that person, oh, they're playing this deck. I always will say, like, no matter what the matchup is and no matter what the meta is, sometimes, not all the time, you really can see what hours of games with this, like their deck, their main deck can do to a person, because sometimes you could get out those wins very easily off of the fact alone that you have thousands of games. You have thousands of games with like against maybe Terrace or against maybe Axe Spider. And it's great to see that, like, Alex is showing like the professionalism with his deck, like just showing how this is how I want to play it. This is how I play it. I play it masterfully. I haven't stopped playing it. I know what the meta is. I know what different matchups I have to be scared for will be. And it is showing here that he is really, really prepared for this. Now, on the Luster side, we do see the Luster player is like at 2 life right now. It is a little worrying. Just because of the fact that with Alex being at such a great spot. I mean, Alex is at 5 life. He hasn't lost a single life. He's at a better spot than what you would think. And now he's playing Flying Arc. Getting that down the board is going to be something very detrimental to what at least Luster player wants to do for his turn.
So my thing here as well is the Burning Force is ready in case he wants to get that Flying Arc off the field. But Alex being at 5 life also just shows, presents the issue of him not having a lot of cores. If he wants to keep the cores on Scorched Earth, which soon the wall of bodies on the other side may be too high for him to do that, he's only got access to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 cores, and then a 5th one or a 6th one coming in next. Meanwhile, yes, Argeus is going to be able to start building his board very, very strongly. Looking at these, it's unfortunate there was quite the whiff on that one. However, an Ice Shield is still a heck of a card to pick up. But this is going to be, I believe, a turning point. I don't think he can die necessarily on this turn. Unfortunately, he will have to give up, if not all, like most of his board to activate Ice Shield. But I do not believe this is a turn where he dies. And if he survives with most of his board intact, especially to Michaela, this is going to be a massive problem.
Yeah, this is something that, I mean, you got to understand, for some players, Luster isn't played against like a lot. Like for some players, their locals hasn't had a lot of Luster players. It's just been, white or green or maybe red. So some players don't have that familiarity with what Luster wants to do, or sometimes what it can do and what the capability of it is. Now, like you said, being at this spot where he doesn't have a lot of cores, it does put you in a really different position, because if worked well, you can start to be able to control the field very, very easily because of what you have, especially with Michaela being on board as well. It is going to be something that is very detrimental. It's going to be something very scary as well. But we do see he has the Joker in his hand as well. I'm just saving that for probably like a really good swing turn in the game. But Dino Man is swinging in. I mean, at this point, you might as well. You have the 2, if he does hit the life, he can draw for that, or he can give up one of his units on the board. I feel like he would rather keep that, though, just in case.
Yeah. Right now, blocking with the Toy Soldier is nice because the Oviraptor can potentially get hit with something that Michaela can bring back to hand. This is going to be... Well, no, Michaela won't bring it back to hand at this point because it's not level 4 yet. This is going to be a really, really interesting turn because at this point, I wouldn't want to block with the mace. I wouldn't want to go down to 1 life, but he desperately needs to keep the Michaela on board to go off the following turn. But
Yes.
having that luster there too, there's so much. Oh,
Oh,
okay.
okay.
All right,
This is
this
going to be
is.
something.
I was just saying that I don't want to lose the Mace Angel or the Michaela this turn, but he straight up is not trying to lose either of them. And then we're about to be into a, oh my gosh, we're about to be into a disgusting turn coming up next. This is about to be very, very, very wild.
Like I
Uh,
can't even. Whew, that dream bomb coming down. I mean, he is at 1 life. He does have an ice shield in hand, but I mean, there's gonna be a lot that can happen with this. Luster, we know that flash step is very dangerous. During that flash step, there's a lot of things that can go down.
oh yeah, and
And whew,
this is just not a Luster flash step. This is about to be a Luster Michaela flash step.
yes,
And that's a whole different story. Now he is kind of busting out these cores though. So I'm kind of wondering how much he's going to be able to do. Oh, this is very nice though. We have got quite a few things going on here. Playing the War Angel Shin. When the spirit attacks, you've got Luster, and then also once per turn. Let me actually look up this card because that is a little.
no, that
Let's
makes
see.
sense.
Yeah, when you use a magic card, refresh the spirit after this card's effect resolves. So he's about to start pushing in.
Yeah, this is gonna be
Oh,
crazy.
the angelic pressure. So the angelic pressure. Oh my gosh, this is about to be so nasty.
Just
Michaela is in full effect right now, getting these cards back the moment they're pretty much slung out.
Yeah, and the best part about this is because of the fact that he just reduced the BP to 0, War Angel is also in the level
Level
3
3.
spot. So we're gonna see some crazy things probably happen this turn. I mean, like you gotta think at the end of the day, angelic pressure just gonna be played and get back, played, get back. That is a very dangerous thing to see. That is something that, very scary, very ooh, very
Yeah.
crazy. Like you might get put in a bad position right then and there.
Yep. So I mean, the moment he reduced to 0, I mean, War Mace is going to get its ability to go to level 3. That makes Luster proc. The Luster proc. I mean, you're getting the cards back with Michaela. This is the point where Alex needs to do something insane because at least at the very minimum, an angelic pressure is coming out each swing. That's
Yeah,
like,
it's just so like what's gonna happen, and Alex is also probably thinking in his head what else can happen, like what else spells will be in that hand because one good exhaust nexus can really be very crazy. Now, granted, Arcane Joker is coming down. He will be putting him at the 4K mark, so angelic pressure will need to be a little bit higher to be able to get to that threshold to be able to kill Arcane Joker. Because if not, Arcane Joker is just coming in right away.
but that is what Arcane Joker is here to do: push through the game states that would normally clap them out. And here we go. Here we go.
This is something that's going to be a little worrisome. Um,
Yeah,
we just
that
gonna
is
have
just
to
it.
we just go ahead to be like, oh my gosh, what could happen? What will go down? I mean, what could he play? What could he have up in those, like, what is it, 3 cards in his hand? This is gonna be crazy. This is gonna be crazy. I think this has to be game. This has to end right
No,
there. Yep.
oh, that was
I was
so
hoping for some
close.
sauce. I was hoping for some sauce to come
I
out
mean,
something crazy.
come on, double drowsy.
Yeah.
Like, all right, I'm not rooting against Alex. That was just, we rarely get to see a setup like we just saw, and unfortunately for the Luster player, it was 1 life too short. If there was maybe even just one more life on board, that would have been an entirely different game because he just would have gone into the next turn and gone off. But this is a really, really, really cool exhibit of like tech cards doing tech things. Like the moment you saw Joker in Alex's hand, you knew what it was there for. You knew why it was put into the deck, and we got to the exact game state where it was exactly game. Like, it's the exact card he needed, and it was played out masterfully. So that was great.
And we're looking at what he's citing in. It does look like he's taken out 2 of the Jokers already. Since he's actually 3 now. So I think he's putting in those dragon arcs that we, did see a little glimpse of. And it looks like Nexus has this. Is that it? Nexus Hazard? Nexus Hazard, I believe. I think that's the right. Yeah, there it is. He has that in the deck as well. Like looking at it just from seeing it in there, I think honestly we're gonna see some crazy things happen. I mean, honestly, having seen that Dragon Arc to be put into the deck is something that I really didn't think to see. I mean, Dragon Arc was something that I was very, very with. In set 1, just looking at just its effect to be able to stop the lower cost from even dealing damage. But having that there, it could be something that, could shake up, against Luster. Now, I know some of the Luster units don't have that high of a BP. I mean, some of them do, some of them don't. So it will probably be able to stop a lot of things if it is at that level 1 threshold. So getting past that would be great. To see that, I really am happy to see what Luster also brings to the table going into game 2. I mean, what could you side in against Red going into game 2 if you are the Luster player?
Siding into Red. So it really depends because like we do see the deck list right now, and of course, like when you're looking at cards like that are going to help these widespread boards, if your Thorn Prisons aren't in the deck, okay, Alex, if your Thorn Prisons aren't in the deck or are split between the deck and side, you want to put your Thorn Prisons back in. They're going to help. Now, Burning Force is kind of a weird space because it's always going to feel bad to play a Burning Force on a Scorched Earth. Like, the Scorched Earth is the cherry on top of the sundae. They are drawing on top of the beats that they are already providing. And yes, that can lead to some refuels in their hand, but like you Burning Force the Scorch, and it's not like Netherworlds. There's still an entire board that the Scorch was depending on to get those draws, and it's still there. So like this is just, it's like I said, like Pterosaur is already functioning like it needs to function in every other game, and that already is the bane of so.
And we do see the fact that he just drew in his hand. I think it was Saurosaurus. We do see Dino Man and we do see Giganorex. So this is going to be something very good because we didn't see Giganorex, get played last game. I don't even think it was really truly needed as we saw right then and there. But it's going to be something funny. I really can't wait to see what happens with this. I mean, honestly, if you are playing Pterosaur, and if you've been here since set 1, Pterosaur was the crazy thing that people wanted to be gone. No one wanted to deal with Pterosaur anymore. Now it's, Axe Spider was the new king. So now we're looking and seeing Pterosaur again, fresh, not a new face, but, a welcoming face nonetheless. But we do see this is like a kind of a set 1 battle. I mean, look at it. We have Michaela here. We have it against Giganorex. We have the deck that a lot of people, look down upon for a long time versus the deck that a lot of people looked up to for a long time. So I'm very happy to see what's going on with this game too.
Man said set 1 battle, guy plays Elemental Spark 0 cost.
Yeah, I know. I know. Like, you know what? Maybe you could have waited a little bit to play that one, but it's all right. Whatever. My speech was done.
the volcanic canyon starting off both games. Alex starting off strong with a reduction rock and a very good nexus to boot. He's got nothing but options in his hand, and Sweet's Elemental Ginger Bloom is not going to stop the onslaught of what's coming on. And in fact, it's probably not even going to block this turn because that reduction is going to be necessary to set up his turn from here on out. So really just trying to see inside of Alex's hand to see how strong he can start off. He's got a full amount of cores from playing that Nexus on turn 1, reduction of 1. This is just a terribly scary place to be in if your name is not Alex.
Oh my gosh. Him sitting in hand with Dino Man and Sortosaurus, having the Flame Rat, having Giganorex. Oh my gosh. No. Nexus has it as well. Like, we're just sitting here with a hand that can really stand against everything. Like, we're good. I mean, honestly, if you're sitting in Alex's seat, you're pretty well off. You are very well off to say. Now, for Luster, I feel like this is going to be something that, like Alex just did, passing turn, being able to say, you know what, I don't want him to draw right now. I want to think about that. I want to think about what happens right now with what the game state is, what I'm going into off of a loss. I got to be very careful about what I do because it takes one slip up for Pterosaur to just run over you. And as we've seen, him having the Joker in the deck, it will probably make him a little more scared of what could happen, because he may not know that he took out the Jokers in his deck. He may not think that wasn't evenly possible for him to even do. So it is something to think about. Now, I will say, since we don't really see the Luster players, I can't really tell what he probably could have done or will do. But I do think that with, Alex's field, I think what he's trying to do is save his hand. Probably has some magic cards that he can do different combos and things of that nature during the flash step to really stave off.
So we did see that he opened up with the Ice Shield. Not sure if that's the one he set in the burst, but he definitely opened up with it. On Alex's side, I really do like him not swinging, because some people would have just gone in for that swing. Oh, nice, the Scorched Battlefield. Some people would have gone in for that swing and just been like, if he draws, but he also loses reduction. But Alex is a skilled veteran player, and he knows that right now, especially coming off the game one win and how strong his Nexus setup is in his hand, he does not need to give Alex another core from life or a draw from gingerbread. He just needs to get his field ready for this eventual borderline OTK. Like, he's going to force the Ice Shield out of the zone and then just do anything. But right now, he knows that, like, Luster is a resource combo deck. Like, you need to have cards in hand. You need to have the cores to spin them all. And when you don't have both of those on top of the different parts of a Luster strategy that you need to amass in hand, your deck doesn't function well. So why give him any resources that he doesn't already have? No draws, no cores. You're going to get a card off the top of your deck each turn. I hope it's good enough, because what I have is gas. Yep. We're just going to go from there.
Yeah, we're strictly running over at this point. Like, we're just setting up a state where you really can't do anything. Like, even if you think you can, I have everything I need to be able to say, hey, no, you weren't correct in your thinking right now. I mean, honestly, like, look at this board. We have Sword of Swords. We know Sword of Swords is something crazy. Woo! Yeah, we're good. I feel like when you like looking at that hand, it's like the perfect draws to be able to say, I know I have these different play styles I can go through, these different plays that I can do. And Gigantamax, king of the dinosaurs, coming straight down onto the field with Sword of Swords out as well. I mean, honestly, could you ask for a better build? Could you ask for a better field right now?
Nope. I mean, he really doesn't have to. He is about to go in. Confront is about to just start ruining this field. Now it's not a matter of I'm not giving you resources. Now it's I'm going to take the resources you've already allotted. And right now he would have to devastate his own board to use Ice Shield. So he had to take that first damage. The second damage is coming with Confront.
This is insane.
This is a massive turn for Alex.
Yeah, I feel like this is going to be something that we really see some very, 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 I won't even say crucial plays. I'll say very dire, right? Honestly, things that have to happen on the Luster side to just be able to live. I mean, everything going on right now, you see just how great Pterosaur still is. It's not something you can count out just because you didn't see it too much, going into Tulsa, just because of, the most favorite deck going out right now. You really are going through this and saying to yourself, wow, I didn't think this could ever happen. I didn't think I could really go and see Pterosaur just dominate. But against Luster, we're showing the power of red and just what it could bring to the table.
Okay. So Thorn Prison, a little bit of a unfortunate amount of just the way the turn worked out. It's a little unfortunate simply because just the effects stacked so where he could only get half of his value. But like piggybacking off of what Jex was talking about, I do think red in this case, like Pterosaur, it suffers from not being a worse deck per se, but people just not wanting to play it because they view it as the sweaty choice, the smooth brain choice. But those people that say that, they don't understand the intricacies that aggro does have, nor do they understand the footsies that you'll have to play in an aggro versus aggro mirror match. So it's a strong deck still. People just want to play something different. And, like that is why you don't see this deck as much as you did maybe a set ago. But we got another War Angel Shin hitting down. And so we're going to have Luster on board. And we're going to be able to refresh if we play a spell. Now, this is still kind of a wild moment because this is no way, shape, or form out of the water. It's just not. And by playing a spell, Gleam is cool. We're gonna get a draw. We're gonna go up. But this also is not going to. This puts him below Ice Shield value. He's gonna have to take the life and then Ice Shield, which isn't bad. But with Confront on the field, we once again have the opportunity for Swordosaurus to swing, Gigantorex to swing,
Oh
and then
gosh.
Swordosaurus to swing again. And he's going to have the cores if he wants to put him on a Scorched Battlefield or add onto his board. So this is going to be an oppressive turn coming from Alex, and it just I can't help but feel that on Aristoteles on his side, Aristoteles' side, it's this is a fight to stay in the game, not to win it right now.
Yeah, this is a fight for survival. You got to be able to hold off, and that's the thing is like, yes, if you hold off against Pterosaur, you honestly, I would say, are in a better position to win the game because you were able to do that. But sometimes if you hold off too much and you use all your spells to be able to hold off, you have nothing else to do. And Pterosaur has just shown that it can come back from anything really. Like Pterosaur, there's so many options that it has to its arsenal right now. I mean, look at it. We had Nexer has this played already. We see that he has Star Blessed in hand just in case that maybe like Michaela comes down, he can draw more cards. It's just so much that you can do with Pterosaur that you can't count it out right now at all. It's just a real fight for being able to live and to make it to game three. Now, granted, it does look like on Alex's side, it is looking a little bit better in terms of what he can do. We did see another Nexus Hazard. We did see a Star Blast. We do see the Oviraptor. Like, there's a lot that can be done. But because of that, you as the Luster player, you got to really sit back and think, well, what options do I have? And seeing that there's not a lot of cores in the reserves, not a lot of cores on the field as well, to be able to combat a lot of these attacks it's very difficult. It is a very difficult situation right now.
No chance of the almighty double exhaust nexus coming to save the day here. So
Woo, yeah. That would be the craziest thing I ever seen, but there's no chance of that right now. I mean, look at it. We have Oviraptor, we have Sortosaurus, we have the fact that Scorched Battlefield is at level 2, and Giganorex is just sitting there menacingly. Like, being able to give 3K to the entire board, it's crazy. It's crazy.
more
I don't
angels
even.
calling in. He's like, what is
Oh,
he doing? He's just sitting there menacingly. Like, no, like
get out of there. Go.
all right, so this is exactly what I was afraid of. So he opted to stay at 3 life, but he at least gets to keep his War Angel, and that's pretty cool. I'm kind of wondering what's in his hand. Like granted, he's been keeping his hand pretty close off the table, so it's hard to tell. Okay, now we can see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 elite cards in hand. I saw a War Arc there. I saw a Arc in there. There might be a Michaela in there. I'm not sure if I would have taken the other core in life to have a better pool because he has more cards in his hand than he can literally play.
Yeah.
And he needs to be able to be putting things on board. Like outside of an Ice Shield, I'm not sure what saves him this turn because he doesn't have the reduction to Exhaust Nexus more than once. Like this is just a very scary place to be in.
Yeah.
So Arc comes down. And once again, I'm just like, does this save him? Like we are, I'm a little afraid right now.
Yeah, it's going to be very crazy. I mean, the fact that we're sitting there and looking at how Pterosaur is just so effective at saying, hey, listen, I'm just going to swing, pop the Ice Shield, but I know I have game at any given time right now. Now, granted, you have to think about it in a different way when you're really looking at Luster because Luster isn't just like oh yeah, you only have like 2 units on board, but you have 4 cards in hand. I got this. I'll be fine. Like no, sometimes he can come back from that brink of death. But the fact that Pterosaur is sitting pretty, I mean, Alex has cards in his hand that he can use, also be able to be played. Alex also just has units on the board. I mean, look at the board. He has Giganorex. He has the Eagle. He has Sortosaurus. He has Oviraptor. There's a lot of just things that can happen that don't even need to worry. You don't have to worry about anything. I mean, at this point, we do see that we have the War Angel coming down, being able to swing in and restand because I am going to be using a spell right now. It's great. And, getting that card from top of your deck, just basically playing a card to be able to get it is going to be great. It is something that we really have to think about. I do believe that we will have to really think like what else could happen for this to really work fully.
Well, so the thing that's really getting me out the way is that once again, on top of being a combo deck that needs resources and cores, this deck also very much so, and this deck, I mean Luster, needs its reduction. And without that reduction, which if you note has been a thing each turn, Alex has been clearing the board every single turn. And what this has resulted in is like Aristoteles having to reestablish his board every single time. Every single time. And
Yeah.
that's just been so detrimental. He has had to spend so many cores reestablishing his board, his luster effects, his setup effects, that he hasn't had cores left over to really do any razzle dazzle with his turns. And that has hurt him every single bit since then. And I don't think that's anything he can come back from. Like normally with a luster board, you have three bodies. They're each doing something. You might have a pen 10, you might have a luster, you might have a backup luster, and then eventually you have Michaela. But you do have a point where you have so many cores and you're just spitting out these spells. And we're getting another Nexus Hazard
Whew.
blowing up the entire board once again. Like I said, Alex has been resetting the board every single turn. There is no coming back from that when you keep starting the turns with zero reduction. He just can't keep playing. So this is a savage beatdown
Yeah.
from Pterosaur. And to be fair, that's their theme, savage beatdowns. So we're, of course, getting a Dream Bomb, but now we have nothing really on the board. Not enough cores to really do much of anything. This is just a powerful, commanding, authoritative beatdown. And there is the handshake 2-0 for Alex Blendon, showing us once again why why he's been on the champion seat before, why he's consistently taken home prizes every single time. And unfortunately for Aristoteles, he got put up against one of his worst matchups. I just need to stabilize and then I roll the game versus I won't let you stabilize because in the first couple turns is where I roll the game. Sometimes them's the breaks, but that is how that match ended. How did you guys in the chat feel about that Pterosaur versus? I thought that was kind of insane, to be honest.
Yeah, I can't even lie. Like looking at Pterosaur and how Pterosaur is being able to be played, you have Nexus Hazard being something that was new for this set that what we've seen twice actually during this, and it is just so good. You just see like the board wipe, the constant board wipe that was happening. It just made you like feel for Luster. I mean, honestly, it was like, well, I kind of know why Penton's over there sipping coffee, because it's like I'm not going to fight that. I'm not going to even try. Like, it's not my place. It's not my place at all. But we did
Wow.
see great fights from this.
Yeah, while we're here, would it be possible to pull up Nexus Hazard on the screen? Because that card went insane that round.
Look, Nexus Hazard is something that I've been dreaming to
Oh my
play, but I
god.
can't. I can't. I don't feel like playing Pterosaur, but I love the card. I mean, I could go over the effect right now if need be. Nexus Hazard is a 8 cost 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 reduction card, but with one of its effects, it also says when you use this magic card from your hand, you may count each symbol of your Pterosaur spirits as 2 symbols when calculating the cost reduction. And because of how like strong that reduction can be, look at it. Main/flash, select one of your opponent's spirits with 3,000 or fewer BP and one of your opponent's nexus and destroy them. If you use during the main step, you draw a card. I mean, honestly, we didn't need to give this to Pterosaur, but we did. It's here. Now we got to deal with it. Now we have to deal with what it can bring to the table. And I love it. I love the way this looks. This is just amazing. I am thoroughly impressed with this card. Now we'll say
I
though,
love.
how do you think about it? What do you think?
I think the ability to break into 2-for-1ing your opponent with a 2 cost is just too strong. Literally destroying somebody's spirit with BP and then rolling into destroying a nexus, that's just absolutely disgusting. I just don't. Now, like, this card was not needed. Pterosaur did not need this card. It just didn't need to happen. It was really savage that they got it. And we just saw it to maximum effect. Like, I believe in that game, too, it was used 2 times for the absolute, like, gut-busting punishes to this man's deck. It was just, it was very rough.
Whew. Now, I will say, guys, we are going to be going into the box break for this stream very, very soon. I hope that everybody here watching, please get your friends to come into the stream. You know, we're going to be showing off the box break. And with this box break, the contents of the box will be given away during this stream. So please get your friends, get your family, anybody in the stream that really wants to win these beautiful cards. I mean, shoot, you may get maybe, I think, like what are we thinking from this set that's just beautiful? I mean, Meteor Worm SPR is a really beautiful card. You also have the mushroom, you know, the mushroom just being a foil mushroom. It would be really great to see that. Thorn Prison being, you know, something like that, or even the Saga Rare, the beautiful Tokyo Saga Rare. So this is going to be something crazy and just something that, you know, I know a lot of people are going to you know, free cards is always great.
I mean, look, if they pull a Saga Rare on stream, not only will the chat think that this is rigged, but I will be very much so happy.
It's okay. It's okay. I'm not going to lie to you. Not going to lie to you. They pull the Saga Rare. I'm going to have to drive up to PA.
No,
I'm going to have to drive right up to PA and get it. I'm sorry. I have to. I need it. I need that card. That is actually the only thing I am missing from my collection other than, I think, yeah, that's actually it. That's actually it. The only thing I'm missing is the Saga Rare. So whoever pulls it, you know, be careful because I might have to pull up on you. I might have to.
Wow. Get him off. Get him out of here.
Whew. This is going to be crazy. I mean, look, guys, let's just get right into it. I know this is going to be great. I'm really excited for this. Now, hoping that y'all do good with this. Now, let's see what happens for this. Look at this beautiful box, just full of cards, just waiting to be open. I'm really excited. I mean, we already know the box topper will be the beam rifle. The beam rifle is going to, you know, it's just something that I love to see. Oh, look at that. And look, the resident is Spira just coming into the camera. Say hi to everybody. Look.
I mean, look, that's what we like to see.
You got to, you know, got it. At this point in time, though, we will be opening the box. Now, I will say, look, he's taking his time. It's like, I wish the sound was on to get an ASMR. I would have to start whispering into the mic, but this is just beautiful. I mean, honestly, I love the box art for it. When I first saw it, I was like, this is gorgeous. I mean, now I love Battle Spears anyway, so I am hyped regardless of whatever the box looks like. But this was really cool. I mean, honestly, it's something that you could also add to your collection as well. Everything inside of it is just gorgeous. I mean, from the pack art, from how the cards look, and some of the foils, because they did the foils a little differently. Some of the foils don't have like the full foil on the card, but it's just a little foil on like parts of like I will say the effect. Like I know, what was it? The shield one was one of them that I loved. I love the foil for that one. It looks so beautiful.
Look, I have to give it to Jex for making the plastic being taken off this box the most exciting segment of talk that I've heard in quite some time. You filled up that space like a champ, sir. But now the plastic is off. And with the plastic being off, so are the gloves, because there were never gloves in the first place. Look, we are about to open up this box. Oh, what a surprise. It's Beam Rifle, the best Thorn Prison art in the game. Crazy. It's wild. If you don't think so, look.
You might be wrong.
Look at that. Look at how nice it is.
Look at this. I mean, honestly, looking at the cards, looking at like the things that come in this set, it's just nothing but beauty. I mean, we saw the alt art Nexus Hazards from Alex. We might be able to see one of them here. I mean, honestly, I'm hoping we may even see a Gundam. We may have to see one of the beautiful Gundams. It's one of 6 that could be in here. I am hoping to see a Gundam card. I am not, I gotta say, before you boo me in the chat, I have never seen an episode of Gundam in my life. but I always loved looking at them. I looked at clips every now and then, so I'm sorry if I disappointed anybody in the chat. But we will be going to open the first pack now, just ripping it off ever so slightly, making sure that we get every card in pristine condition. We will be starting off with the green flamingo going into the toy. Got the token maker coming out with Jurassic Park. Oh God!
Okay, look at you. Look at you. I have to interject about this man never seeing an episode of Gundam in his life. That is a shame, and I do not stand that. I watch a lot of Gundam, and I have a lot of Gundam models. Ooh, nice. We got a Void Lord. Now, I did hear somebody say, "What if it was a dead box with no SPR?" Gary Barlow, please do not wish that evil upon us, Ricky Bobby. Do not do it. This box is not only going to have an SPR, but it's going to have a Saga rare in it. Okay, we are not endorsing old boxes on stream.
Yeah. No, can't do it. I can't do it. Now, I will say for anybody that wants to recommend me what season of Gundam to start off with, please let me know in the chat. I will try and look at it before next set. I will promise you that.
A cultured individual would know that there are two timelines for Gundam. One being Universal Century, that's all connected from start to finish. The other being alternative dimensions called alternative centuries. And we can get into that discussion somewhere else at a later time, but I will educate Jex for you guys. I will educate him. We will reculture this man, and he will be all right.
Hey, look, I'm willing to sit through that masterclass right now, but we do get the foil clock. That. This is going to be beautiful. I mean, look at that. I mean, we see one of the Void Lords there too. You know, it is kind of my most hated because of that flavor text, but I'm not going to lie. Looks pretty sick. Look, he's looking at the freaking volcano. It's like he's looking at the volcano on Nexus Hazard. It's just like, listen, this is my home. Could you please leave? But this is beautiful.
Oh, wait. Bring it back. Hold up.
The capybara.
That's the dude. Capybara is the dude. Look at that. We already won. We already won. Now, if he pulls a foil capybara, we're going.
It's not even a dead box anymore. It's good. It's good. Oh, Young Tiger, Lightning Aura, and Thorn Prison coming out. But we do see the fact that this pack had to be good. It's already 10 out of 10 with Capybara coming down.
Yeah, Capybara is the MVP. Oh, that actually looks very nice.
Just a foil Trident Flare being able to say bye-bye to 3 units is crazy. And we do see one of the mecha tokens sitting there looking like a mannequin at Forever 21. But, you know, we chilling.
Yeah, I don't know. I really do like that in general. Like, Python was my thing of choice in the first set, and I'm not sure if I can say why Joe Python. No, well, it's good. It's a good card. Now, Capybara though here is excellent. I actually really love the art on that first card, even though it's not too impactful. Its art was just OD.
I mean, look at this. I mean, honestly, I think Spirit's just blessing the packs right now. He's just making sure that whatever comes in is just going to be beautiful. Oh, Crocodile. I love the Crocodile. That's one of my favorite little things. Oh, okay, look. Best green. One of the best greens.
That's actually a really good card, too.
I love it. And Clavis coming out for everyone. Blessing the box with his beauty. With his beauty. Just an amazing card. One of the X-rays for this set. Now, honestly, I can't even lie. And look at Spirit just saying, yeah, we're just going to put the Void Lord over there. We have the real winner right here. It doesn't even matter. It doesn't even matter about the Void Lord right now. But Clavis being one of the X-rays for this set, also having an alt art for this set. Oh my gosh, I am missing an alt art Clavis now that I think about this. But you know what? How many packs till the SPR? What do you think? What's your hypothesis for this?
Three packs. This is one, and in 3 packs we'll get another SPR.
I'm gonna say 6.
Ooh, green cards look so good foil, man.
Yes, and you know what? Because we just got the first X-ray being yellow, I'm gonna say the alt art we get is going to be a purple one. What do you think?
Alt art? What if we get the fabled ghostly Lamorak, Dark Knight Lamborghini, the man, the short printed man himself?
I can't even lie. Somebody said you can't spell spirit without SPR. Oh man. Oh man. That's goated. That's definitely goated. I will say though, we're seeing some of these cards that are just gonna be something that I am really happy for. I mean, look at Lightning Arrow. I love Lightning Arrow for yellow as well. And look at this. Another
Very nice.
yellow foil. Look, it's beautiful.
Oh
beautiful.
man, was I a pack off?
No, that's not the SPR. That's the X-Rare.
No, I know, but you were like SPR, X-Rare, right? Wait, when was the next X-Rare?
I
Oh,
mean,
you said SPR. Oh, I thought you said, okay, cool.
Oh,
but
no.
let me just point it out right here. Daimyo Beast, Yaiba no Kami is such a cool name because Daimyo is like Shogun, so like ruler. So ruler beast. And Yaiba means slayer. Yaiba no Kami means God Slayer. So for it to be like ruler beast God Slayer, that name is the apex of ballin' names. So every time I see that Daimyo Beast Yaiba no Kami, I'm like, woo! Like somebody was cooking in the name department, cooking that day. Let him cook again, or her. We don't know who named it, but whoever named it can keep cooking, as far as I'm concerned.
I will have to say, since the chat's going off about the Altar Spirit, I will have to say we're gonna have to put a Spirit up for tribute as the next content creator card to come out. Gotta do it. Yes, gotta do it. Oh my god. And Worker Ant coming out too. Look, it's just
foil worker. This box actually heat.
Right, nothing but beauties, nothing but beautiful cards coming right after the other, and we got another mannequin coming out. Look, I mean, look, honestly, this is great. We're seeing some really great arts. If nothing else, the Battle Spirits arts have been so great. Like they're just showcasing the different ideas, the different talents coming from Bandai, just making sure these cards are like, hey, you know what, this is gonna be a cool little thing. And the first one I do see is Slime. I'm not gonna lie to you, Slime was something that when we did a draft format, I was tired of. Oh, Hunger Tree too.
Hey, another capybara. Now, what Altart card would a Spirit be if he was the content creator card? Because I'm really feeling him being that Penton. I want Aspira in Penton's robe with the scepter.
Is that Moose Ranch? Woo!
Hey,
Mushroom.
Go.
I'm gonna have to say, and another purple foil. Look at the purple foil. Those foils look amazing. But I will have to say, if Aspira is the Penton, the Penton content creator card, Cosmic will have some words to Aspira for sure, because that is his mascot. That is his boy.
It so much sweeter. That would make it so much sweeter.
That is his boy. I can't lie though. I think, you know what, Aspira.
He said, "May the chorus be with us." I'm just reading chat right now. Chat wild.
I'm thinking right now, if nothing else, we might have to make Aspira an altar for white. We might have to. Ooh, look at the red foot. Whoa. Raphael.
Oh,
coming down. What you mean? Don't be hating on Raphael. Look, do I know the effect by heart? No. Do I play the card?
When summoned level 1, 2, and 3, you're bad.
You play it. Yeah.
When attacks, this card yellow. You're bad. No, I'm kidding. But like, I realistically, like, they put a Harpy archetype in set 2, and I'm still not quite sure where it's going, but it only takes an EX set or more Harpy support in set 3 for it to go crazy. So I'm not too mad.
Oh,
thank you, Gary. What's up, Joker? Was very, very good. It was very, very good.
Joker. And the boy, look at this. Yellow coming out with the fire carry core. Listen to me now. I was very hyped for this card, telling me, hey, I can play vanillas and get cores. That's a dream for me. Like,
then you read something. More than once.
Yeah. I tried it, didn't work out too well. Look. But the hope still lives for later on in the future. Like, I can't give up hope for that card. I got it in the binder. It's in the back. He's just sitting there waiting for his time. Worker Ant coming out from this pack, though. I might have to do this like an esports game. Hey, all right, listen, we have Tiger coming out right now, and we do see the Great Death. Great Death is going to be something that is going to be great, crazy. Oh, look at the Serpent coming out. Now we see a man. Oh my God. And the ants are coming out of nowhere. I don't know where, and reanimate. So we're bringing back the dead ants. But we see the dinosaur come down from above, y'all. Where is it coming from? No one knows, but it came from space.
Foil media. Like this is such a good looking card in general. Oh my gosh. Now the SPR on this card.
Oh, it looks beautiful. It looks beautiful. But I do have to say to somebody in the chat, Jexfish will never come back ever.
Nope.
That is
content
not a card.
Creator card confirmed.
If that was a card, no.
Yes,
no one wants that.
Yes, they do.
Spirit doesn't want it.
They clearly
doesn't want it. No one wants it. No.
He's gonna be wearing sunshades. He's gonna have your mustache soul patch combo.
Oh my gosh, I'm gonna be so mad. I'll be like, why? But we do see the inescapable avalanche, like the inescapable avalanche of me dealing with flamefish for the rest of my Battle Spirits career. I don't need it. No, we don't need it. We don't need it. It's not something that is really no. Why? Yo, yes in the chat. No.
Look at that. Look at them chanting about you.
Did you betray me and join in on the chant?
No, that's not me. No. Uni X TCG and Universe X Gaming have no correlation. I don't even make sense.
Okay. Yeah, look, we're gonna have to investigate on that one, just the truth of that statement. But we will be seeing the golem come out with the crystal and the clock coming down for the time. But
look at
Lamborghini
Dark
coming
Knight
right out
Lambo.
for you, and Joker coming out laughing at Gotham City already, and we do see the big ice dino and Grave Boy.
That looks so good looking.
Let me tell you something. He's digging for everybody that needs help. You know, some of y'all need to get put down with these Jexfish comments. We're gonna have to do a 1-for-1 fight. We're gonna have to do the 1-for-1.
It's Jexfish. It's already been decided.
No, I can't even run the card. I run one of in the Nova deck, and that's it. I can't do more. I can't. It's just
Jexfish is on point. It's got to be the fish with your facial hair, with the sunshades, with actual flamefish cards in the sunshade. It's over. Oh, is that a Foil Void Lord? Look at him go.
Foil Void Lord coming out. I gotta tell you though, I love how that looks. I mean, the foils have been looking so beautiful, and I know some people really have been trying to collect. I mean, when I played with White Acro, I had to collect all the foils for that deck. I didn't want to go max rarity because there's no way I'm getting anything like close to that with that deck. But we have another pack coming out. What could it be? Now, I think we did 5 packs, so I think we're at the mark where maybe the SPR is coming in the pack in the 6 that I said last time.
Well, we've been over 6 packs, bro.
We did? Oh, damn. Okay.
We're we're in the second stack.
I'm already feeling the prices right now. I'm like, all right. Your total for this will be, let's see. Whoa, somersault?
SPR here. You're still right.
Woo!
Oh, look at that.
I love that card. Being able to say, hey guys, your wind destroyed effects won't work.
Are we hitting the SPR here? Oh.
Yes!
It looks good.
Best X rare for the set. Don't at me. Do not at me. Aegis is just such a great card. I mean, honestly, when we saw it, it was just like heaven, just straight heaven all the time.
Not the Megazord, but the Mechazord. The Mechazord going crazy in that art. We dig it.
Look, gotta go for it. I love that it went down fighting too. I mean, the flavor text for it is sad. I'm tired of all my favorite white cards dying for the cause. Like honestly, Dinah had to die to Nemesis. Like I'm tired. Aegis had to go down too. I'm kind of tired of seeing my favorite mechas go bye-bye. But it's okay. It's okay. It'll be fine. We're gonna get back up and rise again. Now we do see the foil. What is that little thing? But it looks beautiful. It is a 4/2. I am loving it. Oh, one more. Hold up. Whoa.
Oh no.
3 cards.
Tragedy.
That's it.
Right.
Hey, listen, guys. I gotta say though, the art for that is beautiful. I have that in my binder. I cannot believe how beautiful it looks. I love it. I love it. It is something that, I'm just sitting there thinking, wow, I really needed it. So I had to buy it. because I didn't pull it in my box. Sad to say, but I love it. This is great. I am excited. The fact that we able to get it, and it wasn't. We just say it was a dead box, but it wasn't. We got 2 capybaras. I won't hear any slander for that.
The 2 capybaras worth more than the SPR 3 cards. 3 cards, more like 30 cents. It is a tragedy, but the art looks beautiful. So now,
this is. I'm gonna say this right now. This is what y'all get for talking about Flamefish. This is y'all asked for this. This is what y'all asked for.
No, actually, on the inverse, because so many people's wishes and hopes came together for #JexFish, which I will say, Universe X Gaming was a genius for like doing these things. Like, and somebody else did too. Like, they're just all hoping for this massive card to come out. And obviously, our luck was answered. That's why the luck got pulled out of this box, because in the future, we are looking forward to JexFish. #JexFish.
You sound like everyone at my locals. Every time I pull anything good, they're like, "Oh yeah, look at you, like pulling something great again." Wow, I can't.
Very nice.
I can't now. Now, granted, we have to go into the next pack. See how that goes. See what happens for that as well. Now we are getting a. Yeah, we're fixing. We're sitting pretty. Now we're gonna just look right at that 3. Look at that. Look at the beauty of the 3 cards. Look at the beauty of the 3 cards. Just the name in general. The beauty of it. Now I will say, guys, thank y'all for being here right now. I am very hyped and happy for everything. I mean, this box break was just really great. We're dealing with a lot right now. We're seeing such high level plays, but we're also seeing just the know-all of how players use different decks as well. I mean, this game is just great, guys. Like I said, if you really want to play more, please go to your local store, guys. Play against new people. You know, you could play online as well. You could play against people. You just being able to say, hey, guys, I want to be able to learn more about the game, and it would be all well and done. I mean, honestly, these cards in this game is something that I love to see. This game is something that will be here for a good while. And, you know, seeing this, it makes everything a lot better for us. You know, I mean, look at it. Like, other than the fact that Flamefish exists, there isn't a bad card. There isn't a bad looking card in this game. Just nothing else. I mean, honestly, you gotta understand. This game has been a favorite of mine for a very long time. Now, for some people that don't know, there is an anime for this game. Not Saga, but Battle Spirits. If you want to check that out, that'd be cool. But we do see another X-Rare.
That Dragno King.
Look at him. Look at him. All his glory. All his glory just sitting there. Shiny reds. Just shiny reds. We always love the shiny reds. Now, I will say we are going to a point in this game where everything is just coming out to look so beautiful. I mean, the X-Rares and the alt arts for the other sets were beautiful as well, but I'm loving it. I mean, we're hoping for more collabs in the future. I mean, we're seeing some that are coming out soon. We know there is another content creator collab coming for next set as well. We also know that probably in the future, and I'm a fortune teller. We will be seeing an Aspira a Spirit content creator card sometime in the future. And then we will see a Universe X one of him cooking Flamefish on a grill. That would be something to really see. I just, just predictions, just predictions right now. Nothing set in stone.
Look, it's actually crazy because I think Crawford was right. Jex got tired of me advocating for JexFish, and so he assassinated my stream. My connection.
Oh, is that a foil thorn person? Or is that, no, that's a foil. That's just a thorn person. I'm so sorry. Oh, we got a green. We got Dynas. Dynas B is something to say, hey guys, your insectoids and your little I was about to say capybaras have Swift. You can Swift them from your hand.
It definitely says that. Capybaras have Swift under Dynas.
Oh my gosh.
Dynasty Dire.
It's so good. I'm loving it. And look at the ant token just sitting there peacefully. sitting there so peacefully. I mean, look, we have 2 packs left, guys, but I'm honestly just so happy to be here. Thank you guys for even just dealing with our shenanigans every now and then and just watching us. I mean, honestly, I love it. I love it. Like in all reality, this is the best game to exist. I don't care what y'all say. This is the best game to ever exist, and it will continue to be. But we will be seeing all the goodness from these next 2 packs. Well, actually, what
So
three packs?
a little birdie told me though that a user will be pulled from chat for the contents of this box. So if you're watching right now and you want to be put into this drawing, I think you should just give us a hashtag box break, like just a hashtag box break in the chat to let us know.
And I will tell y'all now if y'all are willing to just fly over carrier pigeon with the capybaras. But I think we're gonna be choosing the Loki because I'm white, white player. You just gotta go with the white deck. I got to like until blue comes out, which is the main. I gotta go with the homestay. We're gonna probably get something good. Do you think? What do you think? What do you think might come as a foil in this one?
If it's not foil capybara, I'm not even paying attention to it. I'm not gonna find.
Oh wait, a great desk coming out is something that I did tinker around with in Nova. It is really fun. It is a very fun card. But you know what? We have 1 pack left. One. Could it be the foil capybara? Could it also be a dead flamefish card in there? We will never know, but we will find out on this week's episode of Battle Spirit Saga.
Hold up.
What you mean? I gotta say, I'm sorry. Like there has to be.
You could have given it the party. Wait. Oh no, you got me excited. Not me thinking it was actually gonna be a foil, bro.
Oh, capybara, Joker, get out the way. We want foil capybara.
We do though.
Uh-oh.
We really do though.
Is that? Oh, it's the princess. The princess of darkness herself. Now, look, that was a cracked pack. I mean, looking at that pack, you see that it has Vulture in it. I mean, Vulture being something that is prevalent in a lot of purple mid-range decks. Oh my gosh, look at the foils. Princess, great desk. We have the fire thing, Thorn Prison. We have the little leopard, a snake. We have Void Lord. We have the Darkness Princess. We have the Great Castle, another Void Lord. We have the Grave Person. We have Escape with Avalanche. We have the Dragon from Above, Carry Core, Dinosaur, this flying thing. We have Worker Ant, best green card. Green, the Ant. We have the Trident. We have a Clock. And we have a flying dinosaur, Jurassic Park, yes. Baby. We're going forward.
He's a green person, green guy. Look, hold up. While we are here, we have 57 people in the chat, and so far I count 5 people who have entered by typing in hashtag box break. This is your chance. This is your chance for the first ever Battle Spirit Saga booster box giveaway in chat. So jump in there. Literally jump in there. Hashtag box break. I know with 59 of you in here, there aren't only 5 people that want the contents of this box. I mean, there was 3 cards in there, but that's not the point. The point is, hop in there. This is free. There we go. Wait, hold up. Disqualify this man. Who is this Jexgamingg with 2 Gs?
What? No. That's not me. That's just somebody else. That's somebody else. Don't even worry about him. He's from a different place.
There we go.
I think that's somebody like, who is it? What do you mean? No. Oh, what do you mean? That's not me. That's not even me. I'm going to call him out. That is not me. That could be somebody else from. Oh, my name is underneath of the thing, right? Don't look at this. Just it was a typo. I have 1 G. That person has 2 G. Don't even worry about that. It's not that much.
Hey, look, we're good.
Yeah, it's not that. It's not that, I gotta say. But guys, I gotta say to y'all, I'm loving how the cards from this set looks. I mean, honestly, we're seeing such great cards come out of this set. We're seeing some really great art, some cards that, for the future will be something very prevalent. We know we have 1 more set until all the colors for this game comes out. And I am super hyped for that. So I can actually put blue cards over here. I don't know why I put it at my cranium, but blue cards on here. So I am very excited for this, but I am also excited for this tournament. I mean, we have some crazy games to continue with. A lot of different things will be coming right now. I mean, honestly, we have how many more rounds? We just finished 3. We have 4. Then we have the 5. Then we have the 6. Then we have the 7. And then y'all gonna be coming back tomorrow to watch us again. Like, it's just a lot going on, and I am excited to see how this goes.
Yes, and to let you know, Crawford, it is not punishment for Jex Fish to be made. It is the salvation. It's
no,
not
that's punishment.
Jex that has earned this. It is oh, okay. Well, we already have a winner. We already have a winner. Are you guys ready? Are you guys ready to know the winner for the contents of this box? You guys ready?
Boom, 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 boom,
because it is at 10 people in the running. Signal Gaming Collectibles. Walk on down this digital imaginary runway and come collect your very not digital prize.
Hey, it's good. We're here. I mean, look, congratulations. You got the box with the capybaras. You got 3. I'm jealous. Honestly. If you want to give those to me for free, though, you can send them by carrier pigeon, or you can send them over in a Rolls Royce. I will take both, honestly. Why are you looking at me like that?
Because that's carrier pigeon or Rolls Royce.
I can't ask for that?
It's Raven or bust. It's Raven or bust.
All right, yeah. So as we continue this episode of Game of Thrones, yeah, that's fine. I'll take the Raven. I'll take the Raven. I'm from Baltimore, Ravens football team for life. Got it. Oh, don't look at me like that. Don't look at me like that. That's wild.
Man. Over here in Northern Virginia, it's like Metropolis looking across the bay at Gotham. I'm kind of like,
oh, what?
Wild things going on over there.
I had Joker fly over the city one time, and then it became Gotham. Whatever, guys. Whatever. Like, it doesn't matter at this point. Yeah,
crazy. Couldn't be me.
We're not going over there, but it's okay though, guys. Look, congratulations to Signal Collectibles. You will be enjoying those cards. I know you're going to be rubbing it in my face with the capybaras, but I will say this is going to be great. I cannot wait to talk about the rest of the games coming out soon. It is going to be a crazy tournament. We're here. This is the last NA tournament right now. For at least to be able to get to the Pro Tours. And this is going to be so great to see what players are going to be coming out with. So we are going to be taking a short little mini break, and we'll be right back. And when we get right back, we're going to see some real head-to-head battles going on. So stay tuned, guys. See y'all in a little bit.
See ya. Hey, we are back for round 4. I hope you guys really like that little interlude of the box break. Little jokes going on, cards being put on display, 3 cards showing us why it is the best, hands down, alt art SPR in the game. And but now we are here for a very, very cool match. We are actually putting on the ceremonial, first of its kind, maybe last of its kind, we don't know, Ryan Bowl. Ryan versus Ryan. Day versus night. Purple versus, a little bit more purple. But the point is, we are here and we are ready to show you guys a high skill matchup. This should be very, very fun to watch. And I hope you guys are as excited about it as we are to cast it.
Now, I'm going to speak for myself in this point that both these players are way better than me by a long shot, at least 10,000 miles. So at the end of the day, we're looking at these two very, very high skill players, seeing what they can bring to the table. I mean, we know how a high play can go a long way, but these two are basically champions in their own right in terms of just being so good at the game that, this is going to be a head-to-head fight. I mean, I could feel the hockey levels and I can barely stand up and I'm not even there. So this is just going to be really crazy. I can't wait to see what goes on with this. But you know what? We do see that with this, we have Ryan Matas, or I'll just say Matas, just going and playing Agravale first out, with Miles responding with my little friend Snowbit coming out. But Agravale will be swinging from Matas to be able to take that life, bringing him down a peg just a little bit. But I am very excited to see what happens because we've seen from Tulsa that this was the matchup to end the tournament in general. It's just two good decks going at each other. What do you expect from this?
I expect a grind fest. There are things that both decks are very good at doing. Both decks have an insane mid game, can play pretty good footsies in the or insane end game, and play pretty good footsies in the mid game too. Purple can generally be a little bit more aggressive, but I'm interested to see how Matas plays this. The Beldegor coming out with 0 targets kind of shows me a push for reduction, but White isn't exactly getting its. I mean, it's not like a bad startup, but it's not like a great startup either. I believe that's Impaler Forest with the 0 drop. Meanwhile, it looks like Matis is putting out the pressure to not let it get to mid game. This is already going off just very, very strongly, making sure all these hits get through. I mean, I think at this point, you know that White isn't going to take you from 5 to 0 right here. And so you're just pushing through. And now he's actually gotten rid of the White reduction as well, making it a little harder for Miles to end up playing his cards out. So this is a very, very good start from Matas, and it's actually one that's expected from Purple, meaning things like Camelot Knight, just being able to go in. And just being able to do all this has put him in a position where, yes, he can Axe Spider, but he also has to use most of his cores to get his stuff online, instead of just having that one additional core in momentum. So I think this is very, very strong. And it looks like there's 2 Burning Forces in Miles' hand. So if Matas did open up the holy grail of Nexuses, those Nexuses are not going to stick. There's a lot that can go on here in this round. Sorry.
Yeah, you know what? It's really great, honestly, because it just showcases how much power it has in the purple mid-range matchup. Like, honestly, seeing Ryan, at least the last tournament as well, Ryan Matas, we've seen how he's able to deal with the control matchup as well. We've seen how well this deck in general is able to deal with the Axe Spider matchup. But having Lamorak come down on the board, we got the famed Lamborghini coming out. This is going to be great. It's gonna really help, because with Lamorak being on board, he can do some spicy plays. If he does have, oh my gosh, I forgot the name of the card. I'm trying to remember the name. I'm sorry, guys. My brain is like gone right now. Deadly Balance. If you can deadly balance the Agravale, going straight into that and then saying, hey, I'm going to put it back into my hand, being able to get that effect off, but also being able to say, hey, Lamorak's just going to add it back to my hand. It just adds so much to what you can do, and having that combination on board, it just helps a ton.
There is particularly a lot can go on here. Now that Axe Spider is out, we do have the ability to blank a turn using suppression. The Burning Force, getting rid of multiple bodies in the field, not only is going to lessen itself from reduction, but it's also going to be able to just clear the field a little bit. Unfortunately, with Dark Knight Lamborghini on the field, Lamorak, he's going to not only be able to draw a card from Aglavale, but he's going to be able to take it back to hand to recycle. So structurally, I mean, Miles pretty much traded his turn to give back, or traded his open cores in order to give back pretty much a lot of the hand. And losing his Axe Spider in the exchange, this was a massive turn for momentum for Matas. Like, that Burning Force was huge in the fact that it didn't really affect Matas that much. He got a lot back from it and was able to clear an Axe Spider in a very weak turn, structurally weak turn. This is an insane start, and you have to be feeling good if you're Ryan. One Ryan, not the other Ryan. If you're Ryan, you're feeling good. If you're Ryan, you're feeling bad right now. Yep, that's how that works.
I gotta say, you said it perfectly. This is going to be a very, very interesting matchup. And I know for Axe Spider, a lot of people have played Axe Spider. A lot of people have played against Axe Spider to know what it wants to do. And already know from these players that they've played against each other's decks very, very a lot. Like, honestly, a lot. Very, very much, like, easily known that it's going to be something very good. To see how this goes. I mean, look, we do see Enterprise coming down. Enterprise being the best ACOS for me that I love so much, just because of the fact that, look at this effect. Being able to just say, hey, listen, you kill this card, it's okay. I'm going to get 3 cards. 3. I said Enterprise. I am so sorry. Namigard. Namigard coming down. But you do see from right now, Modest is going to be filling this board up right now, making sure that he has something to be able to protect himself because, you can deal with the Namigard onslaught as well, which isn't going to be very good to deal with. But we will see he will be chipping away at Miles's life slowly but surely. Being able to say, hey, I'm not going to deal with most of these. I don't want to deal with anything right now that, you have to throw out. But what we do see right now, he is at 1. So it will become something very, very situational to see what happens. But we will be getting that card back because of Lamorak's effect. So Beldegor will be still in hand. It's going to be a lot to see. What do you think will be coming from this? Do you think that Miles is in a really tough position, or do you think Miles is, trying his hardest to win this game out?
So in this game, resources are gonna, or in this particular matchup, resources are gonna go very, very hard, especially when you're in a neck-to-neck like grind match. But the main issue here is Aglavale Lamorak is essentially an engine on its own. Between you throwing curse swings out there, between you catching just blocks with Aglavale and getting it back while drawing, that's that you're plus one in each time, and you're able to keep doing it. So if this game goes long, it's unfortunate for Miles because Mattis is going to body him an advantage simply off the back of that. So this is going to be a very, very tough uphill match for Miles. Now we do have Namengard out, which means that Mattis can't really give he can't give it curse. Oh, okay, this is happening here. We got the swing, we got this. Okay, so we're doing a little bit better here. We're doing a little bit better here. He's going to be able to get 3 cores and draw 3 cards. Beldegor is going to come out to continue the offensive, but a burning force comes from the hand. At this point, obviously, you're going to have to rate survival over getting rid of Netherworld. And yeah, he saved his last life. But you can see Mattis is not allowing this game to go long. He tried to finish it right then and there. And unfortunately for him, in the, now the 6 cards, 6 cards in hand, yeah, there was the out for it. He doesn't know Miles opened up with double Burning Force, but it was just one of those moments where he did try to go for a game. It put him under Burning Force threshold, and he had to just take that. But he's in a very good position. There can't be a bursting ice shield, so we're sitting pretty nice. We're sitting pretty nice for Mattis, but there's a lot of cores to spin, and there's a lot of things that Miles can do, and we are getting into white good cards territory for how much in the field. We got Netherworld out,
Yeah,
and that's a big thing. Netherworld out. Don't know what that burst is, but if it's Ice Shield is dead. Is that Infinity?
Yeah, that is Mothership. Yep,
Lord
Mothership is coming
mercy.
down. Mothership is coming down. Just in case some people don't know, you will be able to get that, all your cores back during your opponent's attack step. But also, I believe for its level 2, we will be saying, during your core step, if you have a mecha on the board, you will be gaining 2 cores instead of 1.
This is
going to be great.
Be a little savage. Now he has to survive this one turn.
Yep.
And granted, I believe he can do it. However, there are a fair amount of cores on the board, and this is one of those turns where, like, I don't know, 2, 3 Camelot Knights would just be game breaking right now. So we're gonna see how this works.
Yeah, all it takes is 1 burning force for that Mothership to just go bye-bye to say, hey, listen, you're not gonna get those cores that you wanted back. And we do see he has burning force in hand, so he's probably thinking about if I should play the burning force and then get out some cards to be able to swing out for game, because you only have 4 cores on the board right now. 4 or 5, that's 6, never mind, to be able to do some things. But he's probably thinking like, okay, we're gonna get that. Netherworld is going down instead, which is good. You don't want to give your opponent that much at all. So that's pretty good to be able to have that out right then and there. Beldegor going down, and he will be passing turn. Just making sure that you get that off right then and there, so you don't have to deal with it.
Swinging in, yeah, it's kind of weird. He's not playing around the Burning Force, but you don't really expect your opponent to have deuces this early in the game or really anything. Like you can be wary of it, but you can't just count on them having deuces. And this is going to be a very interesting position. He doesn't want to die, obviously, but I do feel like he has to rip this Burning Force at half value just to stay alive. Unless there's something else in his hand, like I didn't see there be like a Deadly Balance or something. But right now, this is nice because Miles will have to burn a resource just to not die, And Mathis is in no danger of dying. Oh, is that a core theft?
Yes,
Look
core
at
theft is coming
that.
down, discarding the Dinah, just getting that out. I feel a little hurt. I'm not gonna lie. Dinah is my favorite card, so seeing it go to the trash just makes me shed a tear a little bit. But it's okay. It's okay. But we did use the effect of Impaler Force, just being able to say, hey, we're just gonna get this card, discard a top deck and top card in my deck, being able to get that card from the trash back to my hand is really great. I mean, honestly,
Yeah.
so you can be able to get the cards that you need. But we have we have Namagard coming out. We have the big city itself there, just waiting in the mist, just say, hey guys, when I say in turn, I'm getting all my cores back. I'm redoing my refresh step. Everything will be fine.
Yes.
Now, what do we think for this one? I mean, honestly, looking at this board state right now, I mean, he's still at the one life, still at the one life. What could possibly happen here?
So at this moment in time, I don't know. I'd have to know Ryan's deck list, but if he plays Black Smoke or Purple Smoke Valley, there is the opportunity of giving something small like Aglovale, or I mean, actually, no, he'd have to put down things to one core. So if he
Mhm.
had like Purple Smoke Valley, there is like the opportunity of him playing something small, but it could be Burning Force if it was small. It's really rough right now. I like the Purple Smoke Valley skill shot with the curse, but there's a lot of hoops he has to jump through to make that possible. And this is starting to get scary because even though he's only at one core in his life, like one life, he is starting to set up hard. His Netherworld got popped, but he still has Namengard, and that's an absolute house right now. He can start really bullying his opponents too.
Yeah, and look, he has Impaler Force right there, so he's able to still get back another card. He might be able to get that Namengard that he did top deck into the trash right back. And if he does that, that will be something insane. I mean, honestly, nothing is scarier than with two Namengards on the board just saying, hello, I'm here. What are you going to do to me? Like, what are you actually going to do to me?
Double Namengard is actually very scary. Like, definitely.
Well, we do see an 8 cost battle going down right now. We see Maduke coming out on the board, ready for action. We're ready to go. We're ready to make sure that, hey, listen, I have curse units that are just going to say, oh, okay, you try to kill me, I'm just going to take away that last life. And I think that's going to be something very detrimental. There's an argument that you could get Dream Bomb out and Dream
I was
Bomb
about to
Maduke,
say Dream
but
Bomb would be backbreaking right now.
yes, got to see it. If you see it, you're good. Not a double Namengard play
Another
right now.
Namengard. This is about to
Woo!
get very, 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 very rough. But I mean, Maduke is one of those cards that can actually pull it out. I mean, all he needs to do is put cores on it and Deadly Balance, and that might just be the game right then. All right, well, not Deadly Balance. He needs his opponent destroyed. This is very, very stiff. Like, I mean, but swinging with Maduke is pretty much like the key here because I mean, you either do the damage or you get blocked. And purple has no shortage of cards to boost your opponent's battle power up. So we're in a position where we might actually see Maduke just steal this game despite Miles setting up to be completely stabilized.
Yeah, and this is going to be great. I mean, looking at how Ryan was able to just take those life and say, yeah, I'm gonna just get those more cores, but I'm gonna make sure that this turn I'm gonna put all these units out. It's really great. I think we're preparing for something very, very destructive coming up from Modest Turn. Modest Turn is going to be very crazy just looking at how it is because of the fact that we did just put another Maduke down on board.
Oh
I mean,
man.
honestly, look at that. Look, what it, just the what do you call it? It's like looking in a mirror, but it is an inverse mirror. We have two Badukes down, two 8 costs down on, and then we have two Namengars down on the other side as well. Both are running into each other, and then
Very
the
nice.
ice shield is popping right then and there to be able to just say, no, I'm not dealing with all this. This is great. I mean, look at it. We're seeing two high level players go right at it with each other, making sure that each other knows what the power of their decks are.
Yes.
Now, I will say, with Ryan even having like a dream bomb in his hand is going to be something very cool. But because of the fact there are two Madukes on board, it's something to think about. Now, look at wow, that is the most cored up Snowbit that I've ever seen in my
Yeah,
life.
that is a super cord up Snowbit. Is he out of options?
Maybe he might be, but not. I mean, he will be restanding at the end of the day for this attack, so it does really depend on that. But oh wow, Burning Force coming right down.
Yo.
Yeah, just to show that his hand had Burning Force, and that was the only thing he had. And I think that
Yeah.
will be game one for Matas, I believe. Yep,
That
Matas is
is
getting game one.
wild.
Look, it's just showcasing the power of purple mid range. You know, being able to play around Axe Spider is something that's really great, because if you can play around Axe Spider, you honestly will do so well in the tournament. Once you know how to play around one of the best decks in the format, you can really then plan for other things. I mean, Maduke coming down is just so strong, so strong. Maduke is such a good card overall. It does so much for you. It makes sure that, hey, listen, I'm going to tell you right now, Maduke is not leaving this field. And even if you try to make it leave this field, I'll put it down next turn if you don't kill me, or you're going to have to lose a life for this. And it makes, playing the control matchup so very, very bad. And, this is great because for Matas, he's already a high level player. He knows he's going to be at those top tables. He knows he's going to be playing against some of the best. And because he's playing against some of the best, he knows first and foremost that we're going to have to deal with Axe Spider. And because of that, seeing those double Madukes go down is just great, because he knows I'm fine. I'll be okay. I don't have to worry about anything going on. But right now we are dealing with a sideboard. So what do you think traditionally for both sides? What do you think the sideboards are going to be going into these matchups?
Well, with white and purple mid-range, you have to make it to the mid-range part. That's like where your deck is the strongest. So what happened in game one, he needs to at all costs avoid that having a same repeat into game two. In game one, he got blown out, put at the magic threshold from a Duke just being auto-cleared game. And so because of that, I feel like he just has to bring in whatever he can to stave off that early game aggression. I'm going to pull up the deck list, but yeah, this is just something that he needs to avoid at all costs. Meanwhile, from the other side, like knowing Ryan Matis personally, he practiced for this matchup. Like,
Yes,
I know for a fact his deck is optimized for this matchup. So what he's going to be bringing in might even be minuscule, but like I know for a fact there's no way that his main board did not have the outs for a deck like this. Looking in there, even I'm actually looking at the sideboard right now. I see one particular card, a singular card that I know is an auto in going into this, and the rest of it is already in his deck. This is just not a matchup that he came ill prepared for.
Yeah, we're seeing the fruits of the labor. I mean, honestly, knowing that Ryan Malis, is just one of those people that practice long hours, and just saying, okay, I'm gonna do this against this deck, this against this deck, and because of what the knowledge they're bringing to the table, it's easy to say that he's really, really prepared, like you said, for this matchup right now. And we know Miles as well. Miles is such a great player, to and from, always coming really, really strong to every game. I mean, Ryan was the actually person I lost to in the 1K event. Over when I drove up to PA, he was my final round opponent. I know how great he is as a player. It is going to be something very, very keen on, like, seeing how this goes into like game two. For Axe Spider, we know Axe Spider is not down and out. It always has some tricks up his sleeve to be able to stave off. But as we saw Ryan being able to just make sure that it can't get a foot up. It can't make, have anything on the board. It has to stay at a certain point. It can't really do too much of anything else. And I feel like that's great to be able to do. Now we will be seeing this start off right now. I mean, we do see a worker ant in Ryan Modest's hand. We do see Namengard in Miles's hand as well. Like at this point, we're seeing some cards that we need to see, but we will be starting off this game relatively soon. Actually, right now, worker ant coming down right from the start, not even skipping a beat with it. We do see a little bit of Miles's hand. Miles's hand looking pretty well off right now in terms of, being able to do certain things for the first turn of the game. Hopefully, there's a lot that can be done.
I mean, it's not like this deck is.
I think I spoke a little too soon too, because he passed turn.
Yeah, it's not like this deck is the king of turn one plays, but the passing open board into the worker ant is severe. Now we do see the Netherworld put up there, and the Netherworld going off first is not terribly bad. simply because you put your opponent in the you better have it situation. You have Burning Force or you don't have Burning Force. But if you do, or if you don't have Burning Force, then this Netherworld potentially is going to make it very hard for your ants to just do work. But he opts to bounce the worker ant to the hand, which is fair. It does dodge a potential play on like Burning Force. But we see in the other hand that Mathis has Burning Force, and Mathis actually has 2 Netherworld Depths. So you have the Dream Bomb doing its work, followed by the Netherworld Depths coming out, and then it gets met with that Burning Force. Solid setup by Miles, but unfortunately, his opponent had the utter Mise, and now we're going to see the power